passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
For a place, a people, an idea, for right and freedom, for liberty and justice for all. For every square inch between fruited plains and spacious skies. Marines fight to win. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
And we interrupt you with breaking news live from the Pepsi Wild Cherry aisle. Carol, can you hear us?
Steve, I've never seen anything like this. The bold, refreshing, and bursting with cherry deliciousness of Pepsi Wild Cherry is, well, let's just say everyone is getting wild.
Getting wild?
That's right, Steve. There's dancing, binge-watching, and is that a slip and slide? They're really putting the wild in Pepsi Wild Cherry, and this on-the-scene reporter can't wait to pop, lock, and drop it.
Pepsi Wild Cherry. Go ahead. Get wild.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
Riverton Blowdorn Lumber is proud to support youth sports. Experience the Blowdorn difference. Quality products, design, delivery, and expert service. Blowdorn Lumber, 1202 North Federal in Riverton. Blowdorn Lumber.
Good evening from Wolverine Field. It's been a long time, Riverton, but the Wolverines are back home, and we're here high atop in the press box at Wolverine Field, and this is the pregame show brought to you by Hampton Inn and Suites, Cody Beers, Baylor Beers, and tonight it's the Riverton Wolverines and the Buffalo Bison in an East 3A encounter that is intriguing in the fact that Riverton's been gone for 3 weeks. They've traveled over 1,500 miles on the road. They went on that road trip, won 3 in a row, and they're back and they're ready. And as Coach Mark Lenhart will say in the pregame interview, you know, if they take care of business, they could be home for a long time, Baylor.
Well, it's kind of a unique schedule where, you know, the end of the season, four of the 4 games in October are in Fremont County. So it should be lots of Riverton fans traveling for these games, I would assume. But also, you know, high hopes going into the playoffs for a high seed and, you know, at least get 1 playoff game at home, if not 2. And so it's just it's kind of fun. It's, you know, people should be here, should be at the game cheering them on. You know, just bring your headphones and listen to us on air.
It's homecoming here at Wolverine Field tonight. They'll have the homecoming festivities at halftime. They'll have I believe the Riverton High School band will perform at halftime. They'll have the royalty who already have been announced, and the homecoming queen is a member of the Riverton High School Marching Wolverines. So a lot of things going on tonight from Wolverine Field. Make sure that you don't stay home. We got to pack this place over the next month. The Riverton Wolverines need your help as they march on toward the 3A playoffs. This is the pregame show brought to you by Hampton Inn Suites. We'll come back. We'll break down this matchup. We'll talk stats, and we'll have that pregame interview with Coach Mark Lenhart when we come back. This is Wolverine football on KTAK.
Community health centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, community health centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Take the next step in higher education at Central Wyoming College. Offering 2- and 4-year degree programs in a variety of fields, Central Wyoming College is transforming lives and strengthening communities through learning, leadership, and connection.
Dos Solitos is proud to support Fremont County sports teams. Enjoy bold Mexican flavors that'll have your taste buds shouting, "Olé!" Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for updates on events and food truck locations.
Welcome back to Wolverine Field. Cody Beers, Baylor Beers here on a Friday night, and it's Friday Night Lights on maybe one of the last nice warm nights of the season at Wolverine Field, so that gives you good reason to come out. A cold front coming in. Winds are out of the north right now, and that means weather's on the way. This Riverton team comes in at 4-1 on the season, 1-0 in conference play. The Bison, 2-2 overall, and 1-0 in conference play. The only other team 1-0 is playing Douglas tonight at 6 over in Lander. It's the Lander Tigers taking on the Douglas Bearcats, and I'm guessing the Bearcats are going to be mad after last week.
Well, they should be. I mean, Riverton absolutely dominated them, and what do we have? 10 sacks, 10 defense or team defensive sacks. Paxton Yates with 5 sacks by himself. I mean, it just was a dominant performance by Riverton. They should be angry and ready to go in Lander.
Well, this Riverton team comes in third in the state in team rushing at 237 yards per game. Riverton averaging 6 yards per carry, 14 rushing touchdowns this year for the Riverton Wolverines. Buffalo comes in number 8 in team rushing, 104 yards per game, 3.2 yards per carry. They've got 5 rushing touchdowns on the season. Riverton comes in, in team passing, number 5 in Class 3A, 202 yards per game. That's 13.3 yards per completion. Their quarterback, Blake Gantenbein, has completed 15 of 23 passes per game, 66%. He's got 10 touchdowns and 1 interception and a passer rating of 168.2. The Buffalo quarterbacks, 190 yards per game. That's number 7 in 3A, 758 yards passing. They complete 11 of 19 passes per game, 58%, 8 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and a quarterback efficiency rating of 174.4. Team offense, Riverton number 2 in the state, averaging 439 yards per game. That's 7 yards per attempt, 2,193 yards, 40 points a game, 25 touchdowns, 3 turnovers in the season. That's been a key, and this Riverton team has just been outstanding offensively. Buffalo, number 7 in the state, 293 yards per game, 1,173 yards in 4 games, 13 touchdowns, and 5 turnovers for the Bison. Individually we'll do rush defense first. Riverton, number 5 in the state. They're moving up the list as the rush defense coming together pretty well, averaging 160 yards given up per game. That's an average of 6 yards per attempt, 6 yards per attempt, and they've given up 12 rushing touchdowns. Buffalo, number 9 in the state, 194 yards per game, and they've given up 8 touchdowns. Pass defense, Riverton, number 9 in the state out of 12 3A teams, 179 yards a game. They've given up 3 touchdowns, but they've intercepted 6 balls on the season. Buffalo, number 10 in the state in passing defense, 215 yards per game. They give up 61% of the passes. They've given up 9 touchdowns, and they've intercepted 4 balls. And then team defense, Riverton, number 8 in the state, and Buffalo, number 12 in Class 3A. Individual rushing, go over a few of the highlights. Hunter Saltzgaver enjoying himself a beautiful senior season. 99 attempts, 745 yards, 8 rushing touchdowns, 7.5 yards per carry for the senior running back of Riverton. For Buffalo, the number 8 leading rusher is Brady Barrand. Barrand averaging 70 rushes, or 70 yards per game rushing, 42 carries for 210 yards and 1 touchdown. Passing-wise, Blake Gantenbein, 191 yards per game. He's completed 74 of 111 passes, 67%. That's 10 touchdowns and 1 interception. And on the other side for Buffalo, right behind him is Hayden Geis. Geis averaging 187 yards passing per game. He's completed 41 of 66 passes for 746 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Leading receiver in the state for Buffalo, and this is the second time this season Riverton has faced the top 3A receiver, James Innett, averaging 127.8 yards per game on 25 receptions. He's caught 5 touchdown passes in this season. Of course, Riverton with an amazing group of receivers on their own, but we'll get to those stats as we move along in the pregame show brought to you by Hampton Inn & Suites. This is Wolverine football on KTAK.
Have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube oil and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
Hi, my name is Deputy Krista Grove with the Laramie County Sheriff's Office. I wanted to remind everyone that no matter how big your kiddo might seem, they should probably still be sitting in a booster seat. My son, Sylvester Grove, 9 years old, still sits in a booster seat in my vehicle. I've responded to far too many crashes where there have been kids not buckled up and have seen the worst. Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
B&M Septic and Excavation offers prompt professional service. Call them today for a quote at 850-2200. They serve far and wide across Fremont County and deep. B&M Septic and Excavation is proud to support Fremont County sports.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
Clogged drains? Top Priority Drain Cleaning's got you. Fair prices, top service, and a lowest price guarantee. Show any past price and they'll beat it by 5%. Call Top Priority now at 307-709-CLOG. They would like to wish all the Fremont County teams good luck this year.
It's got to be copyright. Welcome back to the pregame show brought to you by Hampton Inn & Suites. Just joined up here by the general manager of the radio station. And this Wolverines team, Baylor, comes in 4-1 on the season. They opened against Powell, beat Powell 52-14, all the way back on August 29th. My, how time passes. They followed that with their lone loss, 55-38 to Cody. They beat Evanston, then the 3-game road trip starts. They beat Evanston 42-13, Green River 41-21, and Douglas last week 28-0. In that time frame, 111-34. Riverton's offense has been on fire in this road trip.
It's just, great play calling, great execution by the Wolverine team. I don't know. You got to give it to the coaching staff. I mean, they have instilled confidence and, gosh dang, I'm losing my train of thought. Killer instinct, and then also just great discipline. That's what I was trying to think. Great discipline on the ball. Nobody's missing their assignments. They give it to Hunter Saltzgaver, and, yeah, he can make a play on his own. He can juke out a few guys, break a few tackles, but, you don't have a rusher leading the state unless you have a really good offensive line that are doing everything right. You don't have, receivers that are leading the state, a quarterback that's leading the state in completion percentage, without the trench dogs. And I'm a little biased because I was obviously one of those trench dogs.
You still smell like one, by the way.
Yeah. But, you got to hand it to this coaching staff and these players. They've really dedicated themselves to putting a great product on the field.
Well, and part of this great product on the field, Baylor, none of the Riverton receivers making it onto the top 10 3A stats, and here's why. 4 of them have caught at least 10 balls on the season. Leading receiver on this team, junior Peyton Larson, 20 receptions, 246 yards, and a touchdown. Second leading receiver, Clay Sheets, the senior, 16 catches, 244 yards, 4 touchdowns. Hunter Saltzgaver, 10 catches, 156 yards, and a touchdown. And junior Dane Cox, 16 catches, 144 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And then you can keep on going down the list. Caden Arnold, 5 catches for 101 yards. Gage Treber, 5 catches for 78 yards. And last week's leading receiver, Eric Smith, 3 catches for 38 yards and that touchdown last week. Also Paxton Yates with a touchdown reception. It's just depth in that receiving ranks and a quarterback that gets them the ball, and then they do good things with the ball. So when you have a great running back, and he's the best running back in Class 3A, no doubt about it. When you've got a great senior running back that does good things and you limit your penalties, they had 4 penalties last week and no turnovers, good things happen.
Well, it's also, just that depth like you're talking. If Hunter Saltzgaver, needs a break, you have Braden Martin behind him, and then you have, running backs behind Braden Martin who can step up. And we've seen that in games where the starters come out because, we're leading by quite a margin, and the backups come in and then just march down the field and score a touchdown. I mean, it's honestly incredible, and it's incredibly rare, especially for you have Class 4A in Wyoming. Those are the big towns. But Class 3A, you start getting into towns with 20 to 30 players on the roster total. And so to have that depth, I mean, that's just, Riverton's very fortunate this year to have that.
Last week they did it between the tackles. In other games they've been able to run around the end. But, a very good secondary last week for Douglas. Forced Riverton to give Hunter Saltzgaver the ball 32 times. You don't want to do that every week. You want to save him for big games like, next week and the 4A or the 3A playoffs that are coming up. But, if you can spread it around a little bit more, you keep that senior's legs fresh so that when the playoffs come around, you're ready to roll.
Yeah, I think one thing, that this coaching staff is really good at, and obviously Coach Lenhart brought it in here and instilled it in his guys, but they just are incredibly patient. They are completely fine with getting the ball and running a 15-play drive and burning 8 minutes off the clock and scoring 7 points. I mean, I know, typically in high school you want to score and score quick. Thank you, sir.
Oh, you want that now? No. Thank you. That's what I wanted.
I
was like, did you change it up on me?
You want to score.
Thanks, Reggie Miller. We appreciate it.
You want to score and score quick, but that's one thing about this offense. They can put a team away just by staying on the field, and it's it's really cool.
Well, in the second half, that's exactly what they did last week. They went on these slow drives with the big lead, and they just ground it out, and they ran the clock the whole second half, and that was their game plan, because if you give Douglas a chance of smelling life, they're going to take it. So this team can do that. They can light it up. They can grind it out, the whole deal. So when we come back, we'll hear from Coach Mark Lenhart on the pregame show. This is the Hampton Inn & Suites pregame show. And, boy, people are starting to pack it in here on a Friday night.
When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
Your tax pros at 219 East Main Street in Riverton, Wyoming can handle all your tax needs. Whatever your situation, we know what to do. Call 307-856-2256 today to schedule an appointment. H&R Block is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Stay at the newly renovated Hampton Inn & Suites Riverton, proud sponsor of all sports teams, home and away. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience with Hampton's top-notch amenities, including a free hot breakfast, complimentary dinner and drinks Monday through Thursday evenings, a sweet shop for snacks and essentials, a pet-friendly environment and an indoor hot tub pool, and a fitness center to keep up with your workout routine. We've got everything you need for an exceptional stay. Reserve your stay now on our website, Hampton Inn & Suites Riverton, where comfort meets convenience.
Discover Thermopolis is proud to stand with our Bobcats. From local attractions to hometown pride, there's always something to cheer about here. Discover Thermopolis, celebrating our community and rooting for the Bobcats all season long.
Welcome back. The Riverton Wolverines out in their home cardinal red with white numbers and white stripes down the side, and they're going to play a Bison team over from Buffalo tonight, Baylor, that's intent on, delivering a knockout and an upset victory tonight over the Wolverines. Who knows? But, what I notice is that Mark Lenhart's smiling a lot more these days. He feels like his program is in place, and now it's just a matter of his young players getting out and executing. So here's Mark Lenhart with our pregame interview. Cody Beers here with Riverton coach Mark Lenhart. Coach, as you said at the end of the broadcast last week, really all that win meant was your 1-0 in conference play. And have you been successful in convincing your players of that this week?
Yeah, I mean, I think the big theme is past success doesn't determine future success, right? Like, you have to go out every single week and earn it. And although that was a big win for our program, a lot of it can go away if we don't do it tonight, and so hopefully we can find a way to come out. I was pleased with the way the guys practiced this week with homecoming and the distractions. I felt as though, I've learned over the years, this being my 15th year as a head coach, that you just, on homecoming week, scale it back a little bit, practice a little shorter, not so much in the game plan. Just try and keep working on what we've been doing, and hopefully we can come out and make that happen tonight. Our guys can play well, but I think we're excited to be back at home. It feels kind of weird. The coaches and I were talking, we're like, man, you get in the mode of going on the road. Now we're back here. It'll be interesting to see how we come out. These are human beings and they are kids. Hopefully there's not a little bit of a hangover, but you just never know.
Yeah, 1,500 miles on the road over 3 weeks. Went and got those 3 wins. That was big, and that's got to feel pretty good coming home to finish in Fremont County.
Yeah, I mean, if we take care of business, we don't have to leave Fremont County for the rest of the season. So that would be great, and hopefully we can find a way to make that happen. And but it starts tonight, and hopefully we can find a way to get a win and then get back to work on Monday and practice and be ready to go.
You guys were heavy in the run game last week. Obviously, when you got a senior running back like you've got, you can give him the rock a lot. You want more of a balanced attack on offense?
Yeah, we definitely don't want Hunter carrying the ball 31 times tonight, but if it comes to that, we'll do it. You got to feed your best guy's got to touch the ball. I think, the big part of last week is you build that lead, and I've been in Douglas on the other end where I've had a lead and then it goes away because that stadium and their fans and just when they get it rolling, it's tough to get it stopped. So we wanted the second half to kind of be a snoozer, 3-4 first downs, and if we punt and pin them in, and I thought we executed that pretty well. But yeah, we definitely want to try and spread the ball around a little bit more tonight and use a lot of our weapons because we have a lot of good players.
What do you know about this Buffalo squad? They had a big win last week.
Yeah, no, they're always good. Coach Walker's going to have them very prepared. He coaches their defense. They're going to give a lot of us a lot of different coverage looks. Offensively, Coach Geis is doing a really good job. He's incorporated some QB read stuff in, and, they're running that very well out of their pistol sets. And, I really, really like number 2, the in-hat kid. I mean, he's just making plays all over the field. I think he's basically ended up having almost 60 to 65% of their receptions on the season. So we have to know where he is all the time tonight. And, it's important for us to stop the run early. I would assume they're going to try and run it at us and slow the game down and try and, try and limit our possessions. So if we can win on first down, and then we can get our blitz packages and our rush and going with our defensive ends, that's what they do best. And so we saw that last week. So hopefully we can make that happen.
You guys have seen first Dax Taylor. At one time he was the number one receiver in the state. Now you got Buffalo bringing the number one receiver in 3A. So it gives your secondary a good chance to see what good receivers are about.
Oh, no doubt. And that's high school football anymore. I mean, the days of the just straight ground and pound are gone. Every single week you're going to see good receivers. Last week, Douglas had many, but number 3 is really good. This week we got number 2 to deal with. Next week we'll have McFadden. Week after that, Landry, Griman. They're just a good one every week that you have to deal with. But hopefully they're saying the same thing about us when they have to prepare.
All right, Coach. Any looking over the hill toward Lander yet, or?
Not at all. We've done our advanced scouting with our staff that'll do their stuff on their previous games, but no, our focus is 100% on Buffalo. And I've never been a guy who watches film ahead. I just think that's disrespectful to the opponent you're playing, especially when you're playing one as good as Buffalo.
I got to ask that question, right?
Oh yeah, all you media guys, man, you're always looking for something. So.
Hey, Coach, good luck. I know you seem to be smiling more this season. I'm sure your wife likes it too. So good luck tonight.
Thanks, buddy. Winning sure helps that. So, all right.
For more than 40 years, Porter's Mountain View Supply has been serving central Wyoming with top brand name spas, stoves, fireplaces, and outdoor grills. With 2 locations in Riverton and Casper Plus financing available for your purchase, Porter's offers expert advice, quality products, and service along with maintenance. Porter's, your local spa, stove, and fireplace provider in Riverton at the corner of Sunset and North Federal.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Head to Nana's Bowling and Bakery in DuBois for Family Fun Night. Now booking parties for all ages and occasions. To reserve your company, family, or birthday party, call 455-3660. Nana's Bowling and Bakery is proud to support Fremont County student athletes.
Welcome back to the pregame show. We've got special fireworks going off. And here comes your Riverton Wolverines on the field. You can see it on the stream tonight. We are on WYO Today's YouTube page. Riverton Wolverines are on the field for their homecoming game tonight against the Buffalo Bison. A lot of distractions, but as Mark Lenhart said, you just kind of roll with it after you do this many years. You're not happy it's homecoming as a coach, but you slack back a little bit. You get everything done, but you shorten practices and give guys a chance to celebrate homecoming. So the captain's lining up. They're going to come out and flip the coin. And, it's Riverton looking for win number 5 on the season already, week 6. And a lot of things going on. We're going to have the U.S. Marine Corps in the house. We'll have them on at halftime as the captains come out. And, it should be a good night for football. Winds out of the north. The temperature over 70 degrees. It's probably going to cool off a little bit on this side as it's in the shadows behind the Riverton bench. But people know enough to bring a jacket even on a warm night as the temperature plummets.
Yeah, when I got home at 4, it was 85 at my house, and then when I left, it was 78. So it's definitely going to cool off quick. We got some rain coming in tomorrow. But yeah, it should. I'm kind of curious. It probably is a 15 to 20 mile an hour gust out of the north, which is left to right up here in the booth. Kind of curious if the coaches will strategize with that. As you head into the latter part of the game, trying to get a long field goal or something like that, just in case. But we'll see if it plays a factor.
Looks like Buffalo won the flip. That's a normal thing for the Wolverines. So we'll get the official mark here from Nevin Jacobs of Powell. Buffalo won the flip. They did defer to the second half, so Riverton and its vaunted offense are going to start with the ball. And Riverton will go from the south to the north here, from our right to left, as the teams get ready to roll. And you know what? That's just kind of been the thing for Riverton this year. Lose the coin flip, go out and win with good, solid, fundamental football.
I was always told when you lose the flip and then you had to receive that it's all right. We always want the ball anyways. So that's what my coaches always told me. And so, look for obviously Riverton to come out here, probably not hold anything back, try to score quick and set the tone for this game. Looks like we're getting ready to kick this one off.
Yeah, team's coming on the field, and we're set up and we're ready to roll here. Riverton football tonight, looking for their second conference win of the season, and they're playing the 1-0 in the conference, Buffalo Bison. So Wolverines, if there was odds, they'd be heavily favored, but you got to come out and you got to play the football game, and that's what we're about to do here, as Riverton special teams going to come out, and back deep for Riverton is going to be Eric Smith and Hunter Saltzgaver. And kicking off the football is going to be, I believe, he's a big lanky kicker, number 80, Jake Foss. So we're ready for another kickoff of Riverton High School football here on KTAK. Cody Beers, Baylor Bears, and the Bison out in their white road uniforms. Blue numbers trimmed in gold, and gold helmets. Kind of looks like something you'd see Notre Dame wear. Here's the kick, and it's going to go deep and out of the back of the end zone. So Riverton will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. And we're underway, week 6 of Wyoming High School football here at Wolverine Field.
Yeah, some Sutherland starting lineups here. If I can find the thing, I can't find it. So believe me, Sutherland starting lineups. Left tackle, Caden Liebrecht, he's a senior, 6 foot, 240. Left guard, Danny Clausen, he's a senior, 5'10", 210 pounds. Nick Hendricks is at center. Trevor Eckhart is at right guard. He's a junior. Nick Hendricks is a junior. And Aiden Sanchez is a senior at right tackle. We'll try to announce those as we go along.
Riverton with 3 receivers right. Dane Cox in motion. Blake Gantenbein in the gun. And right behind him, Hunter Saltzgaver. It's going to be a delayed pitch and a big cut. And another cut for Hunter Saltzgaver. He's out over the 40-yard line, and he'll be wrestled after a 23-yard gain on 1st down. It'll be a Wind River Realty, Wolverton Wolverine, 1st down. He made the initial cut, Baylor, and there was just a huge hole. That Frontier ambulance parked over next to the parking lot could have backed through that hole. It was so big.
Yeah, it just shows what he can do once he gets an opening. He's so hard to bring down. 23-yard gain on that one.
1st and 10 at the Riverton 43. Full house backfield and a handoff right side to Hunter Saltzgaver. He's going to be wrestled down early as he was looking to make a move. And that tackle coming up from behind was Jordan Hatch. Actually, Cruz Morales on the tackle. And also Lawson on the tackle. Gain of 1 as Buffalo comes out in a 4-man defensive front.
Yeah, Saltzgaver's a senior. He's 5'9", 160 pounds. Dane Cox is at tight end. He's 6'3", 190-pound sophomore. And we'll get the rest of these in eventually.
Cox in motion coming into the backfield. Full house backfield. Handoff left side to Braden Martin. He's going to run right into contact like he usually does. Tackled by Blaine Shavlik, a sophomore on this Bison team, and it'll be a third down after a gain of 5, and it'll be 3rd and 4 at the Riverton 49. So Riverton automatically in a 5-receiver set. Gantenbein by himself in the shotgun. He'll look toward the Riverton sideline and right back at it. He'll drop to pass, and a pass over the middle is nearly intercepted on the play. Defense that time by Cruz Morales. And it'll be 4th and 4, and Riverton going to come on and punt it away.
Yeah, quick pass there by Blake, and Cruz Morales the Buffalo defense was playing zone, and Cruz Morales just sat right there in that pocket. Almost picked it off. I think it surprised him, hit him right in the numbers.
Number 1 receiver in Class 3A, James Innett, back as Gage Treber booms the punt. It's going to hit on the 22. Innett will pick it up, and he's going to try to break outside, but he'll be wrestled down. And guess who? The leading tackler for this Riverton Wolverine squad, Cameron Vincent, on the coverage. And it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Buffalo Bison, back on their own 10-yard line. That punt 41 yards for the Wolverines. 1st and 10 for the Bison. And, you know, this is one of the few places, Baylor, on the field you want to tackle a Bison. In Yellowstone, you don't want to tackle a Bison. 1st and 10. We've got a little reverse and a good gain for Innett on the play. And it was an end-around play and a gain on the play up near the 16-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and 4 for the Riverton Wolverines.
Innett is small and shifty, and he can get around the outside really quick. Good pursuit by Riverton there, holding him only to a 6-yard gain.
That play took a while to develop. 2nd and 4, handoff right up the middle, and the Riverton defense converges. It'll be a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 1. That carrier that time, Brendan Packard, a sophomore running back for the Buffalo Bison. Starting quarterback for this Bison team is Hayden Geis. So Geis under center, 3rd and less than a yard. 3 receivers set. Geis will hand it off to the fullback, and we'll see if he went anywhere with it. I believe he's going to be right at the 1st down marker. Cameron Vincent, Daniel Clausen in on the tackle of Brendan Packard. And it'll be a 1st down. Now they're not going to give him a 1st down. They're moving the sticks back. So do we have it marked? Did they give him the 1st down? Looks like they did. 1st and 10. Sideline warning on Buffalo on the other side. So 1st and 10, 3 plays, net him 10 yards. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 25 of Buffalo. Geis under center. Fullback lines up right beside Geis as part of this offense. We'll get a timeout taken by Buffalo coach Ross Walker. And we'll go to a break. No score here in the first quarter. 9:02 to play. No score.
Shoshone Rose Casino and Hotel is proud to support youth sports in Fremont County. Enjoy a meal at the Deca Gai He restaurant. Deca Gai He is Shoshone for the eating house. Open daily from 7:30 a.m. until 9 p.m. Try a weekend getaway with the family in one of their comfortable, pet-friendly guest rooms and enjoy the heated swimming pool. Book online at ShoshoneRose.com and remember to support Fremont County youth sports. Go team!
Golden Buffalo Jewelry in Riverton knows that sports bring our community together. From Friday night lights to weekend tournaments, they're proud to cheer on our local athletes and support the teams that give us so much to root for. At 407 East Main, you'll find something special for everyone. Timeless pieces, unique gifts, and a selection worth exploring. Stop in, discover the perfect treasure, and know you're supporting a business that supports local sports. Where community and sparkle shine side by side. Call 307-857-2789 today.
1st and 10 for Buffalo. It's another end-around pass. He's going to throw it deep down the left side. It's going to go out of bounds. Incomplete. Nice-looking pass. Pass was intended from in it. I'm looking for a number over there. Ramirez, the intended receiver. It was a nice-looking pass, but he just threw it out of bounds, an end-around pass. So you can expect a team like Buffalo to have a few wrinkles like that in their offense.
Well, you have to, especially in a conference game. You're going to pull out all the stops trying to win the game, but I think Riverton escaped with one possible pass interference on that play that they got away with.
3 receivers right, 1 left for Buffalo. Geis in the gun. He'll drop to pass. He'll roll right. A lot of Riverton defenders in the action. Pass intended for Innit. Coverage on the play by Clay Sheets, and it's incomplete. So 3rd and 10 for the Bison.
Kind of interestingly, Bison came out with 3 straight runs, and now they've done 2 straight passes. Kind of weird how coaches do that sometimes, but 3rd down here, they obviously got their first and only conversion of the game so far.
Geis in the pistol, behind him, Packard, and he'll drop the pass straight back, and now he's going to run. He's got room, and Cameron Vincent tries to hold on. It's going to be a 1st down as he broke the tackle. Dane Cox comes up and finally gets Geis down, but it'll be another Buffalo Bison 1st down.
It's one thing I think that is a little different from last week. Geis, obviously, he is a mobile quarterback. I believe the Douglas quarterback, which I can't remember his name, but I don't think he was very mobile, and it got him in trouble. But that's one thing the Riverton defense will have to sit on is the QB rush.
Geis's right leg is in a legging. His left leg is bare. Handoff up the middle. Nope, it's going to be a pass. And the pass is incomplete to Lane Rabel, the senior. And it was my bad on that call, as it was a good fake by Geis as he faked it to Packard and then threw right to Lane Rabel. 2nd and 10 for Buffalo. Right now, Buffalo with 2 1st downs, Riverton with 1 here in this fast-moving first quarter. 8:15 to play. No score. Geis going to hand off up the middle. Decent hole as they run into the middle of this Riverton defense. Peyton Larson comes up, makes the tackle on Lane Rabel. And it'll be a good gain out to the 39-yard line, or it'll be 3rd and 4 for the Bison. So Geis in the gun, 2 receivers on each side of a decent offensive line for Buffalo. Pistol formation for Geis. He'll drop the pass. He'll look right, throw over the middle, and it was off the hands and incomplete of Ezekiel Ramirez. Pass intended that time for Hunter Saltzgaver. Falls incomplete, and Buffalo going to have to come on and punt it away. It'll be Jace Foss, the punter, and he'll punt it to Clay Sheets.
So far, some pretty good passes from Hayden Geis, but just getting dropped by his guys. But Riverton doing a good job getting a little bit of pressure and making Hayden Geis look for his second read. That can throw a guy off balance.
From the 40, nice punt. And Sheets fields it on the 13-yard line. He's over the 20, over the 25, and he'll be wrestled down after a 15-yard gain on the play. We've got a pink flag on the field. That official's throwing pink tonight. It's hot pink. So we'll see what the call is. That is going to go as a 47-yard kick.
Well, as you know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'm assuming that's why it is pink.
Well, you don't see officials
not
throwing
usually,
pink
no.
very often. So we'll see if that's a continuing theme. It looks like it is the back judge has a pink flag out there, and so does the side judge. So it's going to go on Riverton, the call.
Against the Wolverines.
So that'll nullify a 15-yard return by Clay Sheets, and it'll move Riverton back 10 yards where they will start their second drive of this first quarter. 1st and 10 at their own 19.
Yeah, let me finish those offensive starters for the Wolverines. One wide receiver is Gage Trieber. He's a senior, 6'2", 170. Peyton Larson's also wide receiver, 6 foot, 160. And Clay Sheets is the other side. He is 5'11", 150, and a senior. And then Blake Gantenbein, of course, is the quarterback. He's a senior, 5'11", 180 pounds.
Gantenbein pitches left side to Hunter Saltzgaber. He'll get the edge. He's over the 30, 37, and he'll be finally knocked out of bounds right at the 37. Tackle on that play by Cruz Morales, but not before a big gain all the way out to the 37-yard line. That'll be a 18-yard run for Hunter Saltzgaber, and so far Saltzgaber reeling him off. He's only had one carry so far when he gained less than a yard.
Yeah, right now runs of 23 yards and 18 yards for Saltzgaber. I mean, he's just such a weapon. We say it every game. You know?
That play was well blocked that time. Caden Liebrecht leading things. Gantenbein under center. Two receivers left. Another pitch to Saltzgaber. He's behind the big uglies. Daniel Clausen leading the way. And Saltzgaber over midfield, and he'll be taken down at the 49-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 13 yards for Hunter Saltzgaber, and another Wind River Realty first down.
Such a good run by Saltzgaber there. He tried to go outside and then hesitated a minute and just was patient behind his blockers and let them get out in front of him and disrupt the Bison defense. Was able to pick up, obviously, 14 yards on that one.
Daniel Clausen stayed 5 to 7 yards in front of Saltzgaber, made a couple key blocks, and sprung that run. So Gantenbein now in the gun. He's going to run left side. Big hole for Gantenbein. He's over the 40 and down near first yardage at the 39-yard line. And we'll see. It is. Is it another first down? It is another Riverton Wolverine Wind River Realty first down. 10-yard run there by the quarterback, Blake Gantenbein. One of his best runs in a while.
That might be his best run on the season, honestly. But yeah, Wolverines averaging 12 yards a carry right now.
6:39 to play in the first quarter. Riverton running clock. Gantenbein under center. He'll hand off straight up the middle to Dane Cox. And Cox went nowhere quick. Morales on the tackle. Also Lane Rabel after a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 for Riverton. And if there's one thing that happens when you play a Buffalo Bison team, you feel like you've been in a fist fight because they are good fundamental tacklers. And they hit. 2nd and 9 for Riverton. Two receivers left side. And Cox off the side as the H-back. Handoff. Saltzgaber, he'll cut left, go back right. And another good gain on 2nd down of 8 yards. It'll be 3rd and 2 for Riverton at the 32. Actually, that was 7 yards on that run. And it's 3rd and 3 for Riverton.
Yeah, these kids from Buffalo have tree trunk sized legs. I mean, they are some strong kids, so you know it's going to be a physical game against these guys.
Beautiful community right on the back side of the Bighorns. Here's Gantenbein in the gun. He'll run right side. Pitch it inside to Eric Smith. And that play just didn't work the way it was designed. Smith's going to gain 2 yards, and it's going to be 4th and 1 for Riverton. And it looks like being in no man's land here, Riverton going to go for it on 4th and 1.
I think so. I think you're out of field goal range with that brisk north breeze blowing into the stadium here. But that same play they ran last week against Douglas, and I think they rattled off a 25-yard touchdown on that little shovel pass. So definitely good defense by Buffalo. Obviously, they had a check on that in film this week, I would guess.
4:34 to play first quarter. 4th and 1 for Riverton. Got to get to the 29. Handoff right side. Hunter Saltzgaber. He's off to the races. Over the 20. Over the 10. 5. Touchdown Riverton as he reaches. Here they call it. It looks like he stepped out of bounds maybe at the 6-yard line, but Hunter reached down like you saw in the NFL highlights and shoved that ball across the goal line, knocked over the cone, and it looked like it would be a touchdown, but he ran outside at the 6. Officially, what's that a gain of?
24-yard run there on 4th down and 1. That's a pretty good play call. And he's had a lot of success on the outside, runs of 23, 18, and now 24 yards outside the tackles for Saltzgaber.
First and goal for Riverton at the 6. Saltzgaber behind Gantenbein. Cox in motion. It'll be a pitch left side to Saltzgaber. Student body left, and he's going to be wrestled down after a short gain. Just nowhere to go on that one. And that's how you set up the rest of your offense. He's going to be brought down at the 6-yard line. It'll be a gain of about nothing. Close to a yard gain. They moved that stick up just a little bit. Second and goal for the Wolverines. See a photographer down there?
I don't.
All right. Second and goal. 2 receivers right, 1 left for the Wolverines. Gantenbein moved, but he's going to get the ball. He'll take off running it, and he can't quite get away from the tackler. Another solid tackle by Lane Rabel. And only a gain of 1 on that play.
Part of the success of the team so far, it looks like Buffalo's loading the box. They got 4 linemen and 4 linebackers between the tackles, so I wouldn't be surprised either here. A play action pass, obviously you've been running all the way down the field, or maybe a sweep, left or right here for Saltzgaber.
I would think they would go to Hunter on this, but Gantenbein going to come in the gun. Receiver on each side. He's going to drop to pass. He looks towards Saltzgaber and then throws it over to Dane Cox. It's a little center screen, and he just waltzes in the end zone. Touchdown, Riverton. That a touchdown pass of 6 yards on the play, and the Wolverines lead it. It's 6-0 after a really good drive. It was a steady dose of Saltzgaber and a touchdown pass by Blake Gantenbein to Dane Cox with 2:36 remaining here in the first. Here's Saltzgaber on for a PAT. He's been perfect all year. Kick is on the way. It's up. It's good. 7-0 Riverton from Wolverine Field. We're home. It's homecoming. And this is Wolverine football on KTAK.
Proud to cheer on our hometown Bobcats. Whether it's game night or school night, we've got the prescriptions, health essentials, and friendly service you can count on. Hot Springs Pharmacy, your local team, your local pharmacy. Let's have a big cheer for our hometown team.
I'm Winslow Friday, Director of the Wind River Intertribal Council Department of Transportation. It makes me and my crew happy when you buckle up. It just might save your life.
I'm gonna get us home. Buckle up for life, Wyoming!
Since 1964, Valley Lumber and Supply has been more than a hometown hardware store. They've been family. From weekend projects to big builds, they've got you covered with free delivery and a team that cares. They're proud supporters of our local sports teams. Visit valleylumbersupply.com, where hometown pride builds strong projects.
Living well isn't just about things. It's about the things that matter. Your family, your friends, and your health. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health and care of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, in advanced medical technologies, and in specialized facilities, so access to better care is close to you and the things that matter most. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
Welcome back. That drive, a mixture of Hunter Saltzgaber runs. What are his stats?
Yeah, he got rattled off 7 rushes for 88 yards so far in this one, 12.6 yard average. He had, 64 yards on that drive by himself. Then obviously Blake Gantenbein had a couple rushes also, and then that 4-yard passing touchdown to Dane Cox.
That was the only pass on that drive for Riverton. Here's Hunter Saltzgaber. He'll kick it off from the 40 into a brisk win. And the kick's going to go in the end zone for a touchback. Went right over the head of Cooper Jones, a senior wide receiver for the Buffalo Bison. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Buffalo. at their own 20.
Technically, there was 2 passes on that drive. Had that little shovel pass to Eric Smith, but.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
No big deal.
So 1st and 10 for Buffalo as Geis will step under center for the Wolverines. And now they're going to, I guess they're going to say, okay, Buffalo, run a play. So the Wolverines come out on that 4-man front. 2 linebackers on each side. Geis under center. He'll hand off left side. And Riverton bottled up. Braden Martin, Caden Liebrecht there to lead the charge for Riverton. Also in on that, Daniel Clausen. No gain on the play. That run by Brendan Packard.
Yeah, not much after that first down by Buffalo. Riverton defense stepped up and did much of that in the first drive.
2nd and 10 for the Bison. And in the I formation, chip left side. And Paxton Yates, the first one to the tackle on that play, wrestles down Drake Hughes, freshman, running the play. Nice job there by Paxton Yates, also helped by Braden Martin on that after a 3-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 6 for the Bison.
Buffalo 2 of 3 on 3rd down.
Geis in the pistol. 3 receivers set. Actually 4 receivers for Buffalo, 2 on each side. Geis drops. Martin under duress. They'll pitch it forward and out of bounds. And Braden Martin looked like a caged animal set loose. And he was chasing Hayden Geis, and Geis just had to get rid of it, or else he would have been sacked for a big loss. And so that's going to force another 3 and out. And on to punt it away will be Jace Foss, the freshman, tallest player on the field. And back deep is Clay Sheets and Peyton Larson for the Wolverines.
Yeah, that was a race between Braden Martin and Paxton Yates to the ball carrier, both basically untouched.
Low lining kick picked up by Sheets on the run. He's over midfield and all the way down to the 42. That ends up being a 28-yard punt, and then a return of 13 yards by Clay Sheets. So Sheets caught that low lining punt, and they've worked on that because they've allowed a few to go by in the past, and it's cost the Wolverines field position. So Riverton now already with wonderful field position here. 1:07 to play first quarter, forcing another 3 and out.
Yeah, a lot of that, the instinct is to let it bounce and then catch it, but Clay Sheets made the right read and caught it in the air and was able to probably get 10 more yards because of that.
Gantenbein rolls left, and a beautiful pass, pinpoint on the left side. Peyton Larson, complete to Peyton Larson at the 36-yard line. A gain of 5 to the 36 on that pass play. And man, you give them a steady dose up the middle and between the tackles, and then you throw the football to the boundaries. That's called spreading the field. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Smith is H-back. Gantenbein will roll right. He'll look back left. That's the little screen. Eric Smith going to get inside the 35 and down to the 32. And a nice run as he gets near a first down. It's going to be 3rd and less than a yard. They've been running that center screen to Hunter Saltzgaver. You roll right and throw back left, but this time it was to Eric Smith. 3rd and 1 for Riverton.
Expect to see Saltzgaver here, I would guess.
Dane Cox lined up as fullback in the backfield. Peyton Larson standing up. It's going to be Gantenbein on the quarterback sneak. And he's going to gain to the 30 for a Wind River Realty Wolverine first down. So gain of 2 on the play. 1st and 10 for Riverton at the 30.
offensive coaches for Riverton obviously saw something on tape. Lots of short passes so far for Gattenbein and lots of screens. He only has 15 yards on 4 completions, but 1 touchdown.
2 receivers right, got a tight end left. Gattenbein rolls right. He'll throw it out. Looked like it was going to be a near interception, but it turns in to a big catch and run for Riverton. And that's going to be Peyton Larson with another big reception all the way from the 30 down to the 7-yard line. It'll be a gain of 23 yards and a Wind River Realty first down. First and goal for Riverton at the 8. And that's going to end the first quarter of play. The Wolverines with 1 good drive. They're on the drive for another touchdown. It's Riverton 7, Buffalo 0 on KTAK.
Arapahoe First is proud to support all Fremont County athletes. Just like the hard work you put into every game, we're here for tribal and non-tribal members alike. Wishing every athlete a season of strength and success. Call 307-463-4185 to discover what Arapahoe First can do for you.
Grand Altitude Federal Credit Union is more than a place to bank. It's a partner in every financial journey. From checking and savings to auto loans and mortgages, they give members the tools to move forward. Known for local service and decisions made right here in Wyoming, their team offers trusted guidance every step of the way. Proud supporters of all Wyoming sports teams, they're as committed to the community as they are to their members. Grand Altitude Federal Credit Union. Your money, your goals, your altitude.
Warm Valley Health in Fort Washakie is a full-service medical provider. With integrated care teams, you're always able to reach someone in your medical team. Warm Valley Health provides primary care, nephrology, podiatry, optometry, pharmaceutical, along with other services. New to Warm Valley is pediatrics and OB care. Walk-ins are welcome. That's Warm Valley Health, located at 29 Black Coal Drive in Fort Washakie. Call today, 307-332-7300.
Welcome back, Wolverine Field. First play of the second quarter will be first and goal from the 8-yard line. Gattenbein going to roll left. He's looking for Clay Sheets. It's going to be intercepted. And jumping the route. And it's looking like it could go most of the way. Paxton Yates going to come on and wrestle down the receiver for Buffalo. That's Hayden Geis. Wow. The quarterback jumps the route intended for Clay Sheets on about the 3-yard line and runs the ball all the way back to the 29 of Riverton. That's going to go 32, 42, 52. 51-yard return off of that interception, and it was the speed of Paxton Yates which prevented a touchdown on that potential pick 6. So you got to think Geis is probably breathing hard here at quarterback. He's in the pistol. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Riverton just has not had very many turnovers this season. Here's a little jump pass to the state's leading receiver in it. And he'll get a short gain. Looks like about 3 yards on the play. A little jump pass from Geis. Reminiscent of the Heisman Trophy winner, former Broncos quarterback Tim Tebow.
We were talking about the turnover ratio before the game. I don't know why I always forget things I want to say. But, you know, Riverton was +5 turnover differential. But that's a good learning moment. Always want to lead your wide receiver out of bounds on an out route like that to avoid an interception.
2nd and 7, 3 receivers left, 1 right for Buffalo. Guy's going to take off up the middle. He's going to get hit hard and quickly. Caden Liebrecht, the big tackle for the Wolverines. Boy, and if he gets your paws on you, you're not going anywhere.
No, you're not. And then
that's going to be a tackle for loss. Actually, they're going to say no gain on the play. Looked to me like he lost yardage.
You can tell this defense likes to hit hard because they are on it.
3rd and 7 for Buffalo. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Pistol formation for Hayden Geis. Geis will drop the pass. He looks left, throws it left. He lofts it up, nearly intercepted. Peyton Larson in on that coverage along with Caden Arnold. Larson probably the closest. He'll get the pass breakup on the play. And it'll be 4th now and 7 for Buffalo, and they're going to go for it.
It's great defense by the Wolverines there. Had 2 guys on him. That's how you defend the state's best receiver.
Buffalo is going to attempt a field goal of 43 yards. This is going to be number 5, and it's not even going to get there. And that kick by number 5, Lucan Smith. And Riverton held following that turnover. The Wolverines getting a 3 and out. And this clock with 10:22 remaining in the first half remains Riverton 7, Buffalo 0.
Biggest thing for Blake Gantmine, he threw that interception, obviously came over to the sideline and sat on that for, 10 minutes or so while Buffalo had the ball, but now he's just got to forget about it, get it out of his mind and try to make the next play here. And, he has enough experience to do that, I think. But, yeah, no damage done on that one with the missed field goal.
Thermopolis Bobcats improved to 5-0 on the season, go on the road and beat Cokeville today 28-13. There's Gantenbein in the short gun. He'll pitch it right side to Hunter Saltzgaver. Good blocking. A cut for Saltzgaver. He's over the 35, up near the 40, where he'll be wrestled down on the play. Another nifty run. Great blocking by the wide receivers on the right side. But unfortunately, a hot pink hanky on the field.
Fortunately, our graphic on the scoreboard does not match the hot pink that the refs are using.
So we have not seen the call yet. They're talking it over. Riverton going to be backed up, holding on the Wolverines, and an inopportune time for the Wolverines negates a big gain for Hunter Saltzgaver. So now 1st and looks like 16 on the play. They've got to get to the 30 for a first down. Actually, it'll be 16 yards at the 14-yard line. So Gantenbein will come out in the gun, 2 receivers on each side. Hunter Saltzgaver in the backfield. And a beautiful play as they connect with the man, Saltzgaver. He's going to go all the way. Hunter Saltzgaver cuts left, back right. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5. And it's going to be a Riverton touchdown. 84 yards on the screen pass. Handled perfectly by the blockers and perfectly by the senior quarterback. He allowed Geist to get his hands on him, and he found Hunter. Hunter took off to the right, cut left, and he was gone at the 50-yard line.
That was as close to a 10-yard loss as Gantenbein could have been. Had a guy hanging off of him when he passed that ball to Saltzgaver. And then, of course, you give it to your playmaker, and he just makes a play.
Saltzgaver's kick is up. It's good. Riverton 14, Buffalo 0. Wow. Can you say that again?
Wow.
All right. This is Wolverine football on KTAK.
Midway! Come to Midway Auto and RV and score big when buying a car, truck, or SUV. Every vehicle goes through a 100-point inspection, and every vehicle comes with a warranty. Our Super Bowl is giving our customers the friendliest service, the easiest buying process, and the best deal possible.
Treat Midway like the home team. We always make the best play for our customers. Come experience the Midway difference. Where you're not just a customer, you're part of the Midway family.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Welcome back here. Riverton leading 14-0, 9:37 left in the second quarter. Blake Gantenbein, the pass after throwing the interception, throws an 84-yard screen pass that Hunter Saltzgaber runs all the way down the field, juking defenders on his way for a touchdown. Blake Gantenbein now 6 of 8 for 122 yards with 2 passing touchdowns. And then Hunter Saltzgaber, 84 yards on that reception with the touchdown, and 8 runs for 107 yards already in this one.
Saltzgaber will boot it off. It's going to be a line drive kick down toward the end zone. Innett picks it up. He's over the 10, the 15, the 20. One guy to beat him, and Saltzgaber misses the tackle out near the 40. Goes Innett, and you can see why he's the state's leading receiver as he ran all the way out to the 38-yard line. That was a 36-yard kickoff return for Innett, and
I think we might have a...
he's got moves. Yep, flag on the field.
That one looks yellow.
It sure does. That's going to be blocking the back on Buffalo, so that'll negate Innett's return. But at one point, if Hunter Saltzgaber doesn't at least hit him and miss a tackle, that doesn't slow him down enough. He's going to go the distance for a kickoff return. So Riverton's got some things they can clean up here in special teams and on offense, but it's worth pointing out the Wolverines lead at 14-0. So Geis in the pistol. Behind him is Brendan Packard. 4 receiver set, 3 left. Hand off to Packard up the middle, and he's going to be met in the lane by Braden Martin. Also in there, Dane Cox and number 55, Trevor Eckhart on the tackle for the Wolverines. That's called rally to the football. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
Riverton definitely filling the holes in the offensive line for Buffalo, stifling the run.
Geis in the shotgun. He'll stop, looks over the middle, throws it left. A jump ball. Hunter Saltzgaber was there along with Peyton Larson, and that pass intended for James Innett. Incomplete. 3rd and 9.
Since that first offensive drive for Buffalo, they had 2 third down conversions. Riverton so far has held them on 3 straight third downs since that first drive.
Geis in the pistol. Packard behind him, 4 receivers set. And the Wolverines, 4-man front. Geis throws it right side. It's going to be tipped. And I believe that tip is going to go to Dane Cox on the play. Paxton Yates also there. And it'll be 4th down for the Bison. Another 3 and out forced by this Riverton defense.
Buffalo QB Hayden Geis, 1 of 8 through the air. Buffalo right now just can't do much.
Clay Sheets stands at the 50. And Jake Foss on to kick it away. Foss standing at his own 1. 4th and 9. Foss going to get rushed. And amazingly, he'll get it away. And it's going to be caught by Hunter Saltzgaber. It's going to be a 13-yard punt on the play. Riverton had the block on, and they had 4 guys coming at the freshman. Somehow he stepped left and got the punt off. But then, guess who was there? Hunter Saltzgaber. So Riverton, amazing field position, 1st and 10 at Buffalo's 22.
Well, that play by Saltzgaber there probably saved at least 15, 20 yards for the Wolverine offense. I'd imagine that ball would have bounced quite a ways down the field, but just a smart heads-up play by Saltzgaber.
8:40 to play, first half. Gantenbein under center. Cox in motion from his tight end position. Pitch right side to Hunter Saltzgaber. He's going to cut back left and go right down to the 10. Inside, tackled near the 6. And a flag down back near the 22. It's probably going to go on Riverton as we've got all kinds of bees trying to move in the press box. White hats coming over toward the Riverton bench. It's likely on Buffalo.
I saw a, and holding on Riverton, I believe, is the call.
They're going to say illegal shift against the Wolverines.
Wow.
We've got a young man down here on the sidelines with pom-poms and a extremely interesting bathrobe. I believe he's the homecoming king, if I am not wrong. I saw a picture of him that appeared on Wyout Today's Facebook page. And 1st and 15 for the Wolverines. Gantenbein in the gun. He's going to roll left. They like this pass toward the end zone. Wide open. Oh, my. Was anybody going to cover Clay Sheets? No. 26-yard, actually, 26-yard touchdown pass. That was just catch and pitch. And a strike delivered from Gantenbein to Clay Sheets, who was wide open. Nobody was on him. Riverton touchdown.
Yeah, it looked like a Buffalo Bison was on him, but then Clay Sheets emerged, and he was by himself by at least 20 yards.
Saltzgaber's kick is no good. That's the first PAT of the season that he has missed. That ball just did not get up. It went right over the top of the line and went right under the crossbar. So Riverton 20, Buffalo 0. We'll take a break. We'll be back on KTAK.
For a place, a people, an idea, for right and freedom, for liberty and justice for all. For every square inch between fruited plains and spacious skies. Marines fight to win. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
And we interrupt you with breaking news live from the Pepsi Wild Cherry aisle. Carol, can you hear us?
Steve, I've never seen anything like this. The bold, refreshing, and bursting with cherry deliciousness of Pepsi Wild Cherry is, well, let's just say everyone is getting wild.
Getting wild?
That's right, Steve. There's dancing, binge-watching, and is that a slip and slide? They're really putting the wild in Pepsi Wild Cherry, and this on-the-scene reporter can't wait to pop, lock, and drop it.
Pepsi Wild Cherry. Go ahead. Get wild.
Welcome back. Riverton's drive capped off with a 26-yard touchdown pass. Blake Gantenbein to Clay Sheets. The PAT was no good, and it's 20-0 Riverton with 8:06 to play in the first half. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bison at their own 20. That drive, one play. 22 yards for a Riverton touchdown.
22 or 26?
I'm sorry, 26.
Okay.
My bad. I don't know why that came out of my mouth.
I think if I'm Clay Sheets, I probably get a little angry at Saltzgaber. Probably cost him 20 yards on that touchdown pass. Obviously, I'm just kidding, but
this Wolverine team seemingly scoring at will in this one. Geis in the pistol. And he's going to run left side. It's going to be a handoff back across the green to Innit. Nowhere for him to go. Caden Liebrecht was all over that. And Riverton going to wrestle Innit down. That's Clay Sheets finally at the 8-yard line. It's going to be a big loss on the play of 12 yards. Wolverines had that one sniffed out. And it's like, how many times can you go to the well with an end-around play? When you see two go in motion, that's what they're going to do.
When he initially handed it off to, was it Innit? You know, all the Riverton players were running to the right side, and it kind of looked like it was gonna be successful. But Dane Cox held the contain there, and obviously a big loss.
2nd and 21 for Buffalo. Geis back to pass. He's going to get sacked on the play, and we'll see who gets credit for this sack. It's going to be Caden Liebrecht.
I don't know. Based on Yates' celebration, I think he might have got that sack.
I thought it was Liebrecht getting up, but Yates also in on that. Dane Cox in on that. So 3rd now, and a long ways.
Obviously, this
24 yards.
The entire Riverton defensive line just causing havoc for both rushes and passes for Buffalo.
Riverton nickel set with 3 down linemen. Geis in the gun by himself, standing on the goal line. 4 receivers set. He'll drop to pass. He throws it a long way down the field, and it's going to be caught by Innit. Out near the 28-yard line. It's going to be 2 yards short. But that was a battle to see who was going to catch it, and Innit just took it away from the Riverton defender. Wow. And it's going to be about a yard short for a Buffalo first down. 4th and a yard, and they're going to go for it. But a great pass, but an even better play by Innit catching the ball and taking it away from the Wolverine defender. 4th and a yard. Geis under center. Short yardage play here. 3 receivers set. Geis, he'll keep it, and they'll push well over the 30-yard line with their version of the tush push. And it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Buffalo Bison at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, that pass by Geis there was only a second completion of the game. Probably should have been picked. He should be thanking INAT for that one. In it for that one. I don't know why I'm struggling so bad with that name.
6:23 to play in the half. 3 receivers set for Buffalo. Geis under center. And now the receiver in motion again. He's going to get the ball and come right side. Nowhere to go. Cameron Vincent gets a hold of him, and then a host of Wolverine tacklers on in it as he'll get basically for a gain of 1. Vincent in on that first. He'll get credit for the tackle, but it was a host of Wolverine defenders. And again, that's the 4th receiver end around play that Buffalo has attempted in this game. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Geis under center. 2nd and 9. He'll drop to pass. Dane Cox on the rush. Complete out front. And Caden Arnold finally wrestles down Lane Rabel. He's a load. Middle linebacker for this Buffalo team. Pink flag out on the play. And they'll talk it over. This officiating crew out of the Bighorn Basin. White hat tonight. This is my good umpiring buddy through the years. Hall of Famer in the Wyoming American Legion Baseball Hall of Fame. Personal foul, face mask on the Bison. So that's going to move them way back following that spot foul on the 39. It'll go all the way back to the 24. Interesting call, but we've seen that being called more this year in college football.
Yeah, when offensive player stiff arms, they can have their hand on their face mask. They just can't grab the face mask, and that's what causes the personal foul in that instance. I was ahead of the game.
5:02 to play. Geis in the gun. He'll drop to pass. Riverton. Caden Liebrecht gets his arms up and knocks it down. And he's every bit of about 8 feet tall with them long arms stretched out. And that time he just knocks it away. And that's just great coaching. Get your hands up and knock it down.
It's also great discipline. I mean, you're not going to get to the QB, so you stick your arms up trying to disrupt the play that way. And obviously just this defensive line really disruptive so far.
3rd and 19 for Buffalo. Geis back to pass. He'll throw it deep. He's hit. Pass is going to be incomplete. And good coverage on the play by Caden Arnold. Looked back for the football perfectly. And he got between the ball and James Innit. And it'll be 4th and 19 for Buffalo. They'll come on and kick it away.
Already Buffalo's 4th punt in this game. Phil Nevin.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Phil Nevin, the white hat out here tonight. It was blocked, and it looks like Cameron Vincent got his hand on the football, and it's going to fall dead at the 29 of Buffalo. So Cameron Vincent gets his hand on the football. Another block kick for this Riverton defense. He wanted all of it. He wanted to pick a block punt and a run in for a touchdown.
I think that was only a 1-yard punt.
Wow. I think you're right. So 1st and 10 for the Wolverines. Again, deep in Buffalo territory. Gantenbein going to come out in the gun. 3 receivers right and 2 left. Gantenbein all by himself. He'll drop back. A lot of time. It'll be a center screen and a big hit. And it looks like we're going to have a lineman downfield on Riverton. Pass was complete to Clay Sheets, but it looked like Trevor Eckhart was out in front of the play. Slow developing screenplay. And unfortunately for linemen, that's usually what hurts you is you try to count to 2 or 3 and then go. But that time, Eckhart had no other choice but to go early. 4:32 to play. Is it going to be holding?
I think so. It looked like the ref was miming a hug out there.
Okay. We'll see the call.
See. I'm over 2
Illegal
right
receiver downfield on Riverton. It's going to be declined on the play, so 2nd and 10. Oh no, now they're going to call another penalty.
Now it's a
holding. So you did get it right.
We both were right.
That'll take Riverton back to its own 39, or to the Buffalo 39, where it'll be 1st and 20. Nevin Jacobs getting a workout here in the first half. Longtime umpire in Powell. As I said, a Hall of Famer. Here's a little trap play inside to Caden Arnold. He'll break a tackle, and he'll go inside the 30 where he'll take a big hit on the play. That hit delivered by sophomore Brendan Packard, but good gain on 1st down. Riverton will get about 12 yards on that play, where it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Wolverines.
Just a good play. A different look there. Everybody thinks it's going to the right, and then you leave that left defensive end unblocked, and then you have the trap come over and block him, pick him up, and then usually those can spring for long gains, as we saw there.
3:50 to play, first half. Riverton leading this one 20-0. Gantenbein will hand off right side. It'll be the big rumbling, stumbling Dane Cox inside the 25, and he'll be wrestled down at about the 23, where it'll be 3rd and 3 for the Wolverines. And the only reason I say that is because when the ball is handed to Saltzgaber, he's off to the races. That time it was big, long steps for Cox and a short gain, but it produced positive yards.
You'll have success in high school if you just keep driving your feet, and that's exactly what Dane did there. Expected contact, had both hands on the ball, and just kept driving.
3rd and 3 for Riverton. It's going to be the option play to Saltzgaber. An easy 1st down. He's inside the 10. He'll cut it back over the 5. Touchdown, Riverton. What a cut. Saltzgaber went almost 90 degrees to the goal line and waltzed it into the end zone. Touchdown, Riverton. 2:51 to play in the half. What a run by Hunter Saltzgaber.
I mean, after he passed the line of scrimmage, I don't think he had a Bison within 5 yards of him, especially after that cut. He could have walked into the end zone.
I didn't get the yardage on that.
I didn't either. I'm going to have to ask.
Saltzgaber on for the PAT. He's going to get that one up high. It's good. Riverton 27, Buffalo 0. We'll be back on KTAK.
Proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
Riverton Blowdorn Lumber is proud to support youth sports. Experience the Blowdorn difference. Quality products, design, delivery, and expert service. Blowdorn Lumber, 1202 North Federal in Riverton. Blowdorn Lumber.
Sure. Welcome back. Officially a 22-yard touchdown run for Hunter Saltzgaber. That was highlight reel quality stuff when he cut to the left. He was running toward the west part of the end zone. He cut back almost 90 degrees in one step, and nobody was there. They were all still running the other way. Outstanding. He'll get the PAT, and it's Riverton 27-0 over the Bison.
Yeah, that run puts Saltzgaber up over 129 yards rushing. That's a 14.3 yard average on 9 carries. He's averaging a first down and a half per carry.
Saltzgaber's kick's going to be fielded in the end zone, and it'll be a touchback, as that was Cooper Jones making the catch for Buffalo.
Well, that play call by the coaching staff there, props to them. They use Gattenbein as a decoy, and everybody crashes in. I think all 6 of the interior Buffalo defenders there crashed in on Gattenbein. He just pitched it out to Saltzgaber, and there was nobody around him.
I'm sorry, Baylor.
No, there's nobody around him from the very beginning when he got the ball and when he also got in the end zone.
Over the past 5.5 quarters, Riverton has outscored Douglas and Buffalo 55-0. 2:51 to play, first half. Buffalo ball, 1st and 10 at their own 20. Geis will roll right. Dane Cox on him. Geis will get around him, and Geis is up over the 25. He'll run out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 5 after Geis ran nearly 50 yards to get there. Cox was about a step slow to getting another sack for the Wolverines. 2nd and 5 now at the 25. Clock sitting at 2:42 officially. We've got 2:45 on ours. And that's a credit to my son over here on my left shoulder, doing a great job running this clock. Geis in the pistol. He'll hand off right side and cutting it outside. A nice run, nearly stripping it away, but it's going to go as a personnel foul face mask, and down on the field, Brendan Packard. And Caden Arnold got all of that face mask on that tackle. Sophomore Packard wearing a knee brace, and I don't believe there was anything intentional there, but man, he really kinked up Packard's body.
Yeah, and unfortunately grabbed at that knee with the knee brace. Hopefully he's okay. Just a stinger for him. But
we've got a timeout on the field. Riverton 27, Buffalo 0. Injury timeout. We'll be back on KTAK.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Take the next step in higher education at Central Wyoming College. Offering 2- and 4-year degree programs in a variety of fields, Central Wyoming College is transforming lives and strengthening communities through learning, leadership, and connection.
Dos Solitos is proud to support Fremont County sports teams. Enjoy bold Mexican flavors that'll have your taste buds shouting, "Olé!" Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for updates on events and food truck locations.
Welcome back. 27-0 Riverton. Personal foul face mask, and getting off the field with some help was Packard. We've got another flag. It's going to be a false start this time on Buffalo.
Flag on the play.
So that'll move Buffalo back 5 yards. 2:37 to play in the first half. Technical difficulties keeping us from getting you a scoring update from Lander. Of course, Lander and Douglas playing tonight. We'll try to get one at the half. 3 receivers in the set, 2 right, 1 left for Buffalo. Geis in the pistol. In motion is in it. Handoff straight up the middle. A young running back, and he's going to be on a nice gain of 3, 5, 9 yards. That runner looks like a young running back for Buffalo. Bradley Burke on that run. So 2nd and 6. There's Burke again. Nope, pass left side, and it'll fall incomplete at the feet of Lane Rabel. 3rd down and 7 for Buffalo.
Buffalo right now 2 of 7 on 3rd down conversions. You'd imagine that they, in this situation, they got 1 minute 40 seconds left here in the first half. Buffalo does get the ball back, so you're thinking that this is going to be 4-down territory for Buffalo.
All right, so 3rd and 7. Geis will stop. He'll pop it over the middle, incomplete, off the hands of a very upset Ezekiel Ramirez. And it'll be 4th and 7 for Buffalo, and they're going to go.
Yeah, obviously it makes it a more difficult challenge here, 4th and 6 versus 4th and 2 maybe. If you're Riverton, want to contain Geis here, expecting a pass.
4 receivers set. We'll get a timeout called on the field by the Wolverines. 4th and 7 for Buffalo when we come back. 1:36 to play first half. Wolverines lead it 27-0.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube, oil, and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
Hi, my name is Deputy Krista Grove with the Laramie County Sheriff's Office. I wanted to remind everyone that no matter how big your kiddo might seem,
4th and 7 for Buffalo on their own 44. Geis will drop. He'll scramble left side, looking for somebody to pass it to, and Cameron Vincent's going to knock him out of bounds at the 48-yard line. The Riverton defense will hold. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Wolverines. 1:28 to play first half. Again, another Riverton stop.
Yeah, Buffalo just cannot move the ball against Riverton at all. They only have 76 total yards so far. And obviously, if you're Riverton, you are wanting a minute 28 seconds left. You're obviously wanting a touchdown, especially with Buffalo getting the ball back after half. Go up by 5 scores in this one.
1:28 to play. Riverton will bring 4 receivers onto the field. 3 left, 1 right.
Also, the wind kind of has died down. So
Riverton missing a player, and they're going to have to take a timeout. I'm not sure what was going on there, but not getting on the field was Nick Hendricks, the starting center for the Wolverines. We'll take a break. This is Wolverine football on KTAK.
booster seat. My son, Sylvester Grove. Hi, my name is Deputy Krista Grove with the Laramie County Sheriff's Office. I wanted to remind everyone that no matter how big your kiddo might seem, they should probably still be sitting in a booster seat. My son, Sylvester Grove, 9 years old, still sits in a booster seat in my vehicle. I've responded to far too many crashes where there have been kids not buckled up and have seen the worst. Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
B&M Septic and Excavation offers prompt professional service. Call them today for a quote at 850-2200. They serve far and wide across Fremont County and deep. B&M Septic and Excavation is proud to support Fremont County sports.
So I guess we had an equipment malfunction as center Nick Hendricks, they were working on his helmet. Riverton forced to call a timeout. 1:28 to play in the first half. Here's Gantenbein, throws it all the way across the field to Peyton Larson. We're going to get a penalty on Riverton on some sort of block by Gage Treber. So the Hankies coming out for the Wolverines, and folks, the marching Wolverines making their way on the field. And they're going to be practicing their routine for the state band competition that the Souzavone Packing Baylor Beers did a number of times. What do we have? Block in the back called on Riverton, so it'll be 1st and 15 for Riverton.
It's one thing that the Wolverines kind of had cleaned up last game, but 6 penalties now for 60 yards here in this first half.
Gantenbein in the gun, 3 receivers right, 1 left. He'll step up into the pocket, let it go. He'll throw it long, and reaching up with one hand and incomplete is Clay Sheets. And coaches will tell you, old coaches will say this, if you can get one hand up, you can get 2 hands up. And it was off that left hand, incomplete. Good coverage on the play by Buffalo.
Yeah, that coverage by INAT for Buffalo.
In it,
excuse me, sorry. I keep hearing the loudspeaker say INAT, so it messes me up. But, I mean, he's a really good receiver, so he understands the gig of being a cornerback. So, good pass, but just didn't work out.
3 receivers right for Riverton, 1 left. Gantenbein will roll right. Looking for a receiver. He'll throw it down complete to Peyton Larson at the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain on the play of 12 yards, but another flag on the field. And the Hankies have been flowing tonight by this officiating crew as Mark Lenhart trying to talk it over with his players. And it looks like Riverton's going to move back again. Lenhart not happy. Didn't see the call. Now we'll get a call. Holding on Riverton. That'll move him back another 10 yards. And now it's going to be 2nd and forever at the 37-yard line of Riverton. Riverton's got to go to the 39 of Buffalo with 57 seconds to play in the first half to get a first down.
Yeah, just trying to get, half the distance here. The clock running low, probably in 4-down territory if you can get, 20, 25 yards here.
2nd and 22. Gantenbein will roll right. He'll throw it back left. And they were ready for that play. Eric Smith met by Hayden Geis. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd now and 22. So this drive went nowhere. It'll be 3rd and 22 for Riverton.
Yeah, you'd expect probably a center screen for Saltzgaber, maybe a tight end screen.
Smith leaves the field holding his rib cage.
Looks like Buffalo has 2 timeouts left, so.
3rd and 22. We'll see what the play is. Saltzgaber in the backfield, 3 right, 1 left. Cox in motion for the Wolverines. Gantenbein going to hand it off straight up the middle to Hunter Saltzgaber. He'll cut right, cut left, and go over midfield all the way down to the 43-yard line. That's going to go as 13-7, 20-yard run for Saltzgaber. Actually 19 officially. It'll be 4th and 4, and I believe Riverton's going to work on their punt game possibly and punt it away. We'll see when we come back. Timeout on the field. It's 7:12 in the evening. By the way, Lander just started at 7 o'clock tonight in its game against Douglas. There's going to be no video tonight from that game. We'll be back on KTAK.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
Clogged drains? Top Priority Drain Cleaning's got you. Fair prices, top service, and a lowest price guarantee. Show any past price and they'll beat it by 5%. Call Top Priority now at 307-709-CLOG. They would like to wish all the Fremont County teams good luck this year.
Welcome back. 4th and 5 for Riverton at the 43-yard line of Buffalo. It looks like Riverton's going to go for it here on 4th down. 36 seconds to play in the half, and Hunter Saltzgaber's going to jump in the backfield. It'll be false start for the Wolverines. I believe they tried the hard count, and unfortunately it was really good, and Hunter jumped. So that'll bring on Riverton's punter, Gage Treber. Treber will stand at his own 36-yard line. 4th and 9 at the 49 of Buffalo. Treber with a chance to get a big one off, and he does get a big one. It's a boomer. It's going to hit on the 5 and go into the end zone. And for Treber, that will be a net of 29 yards, 49 yards overall on that punt. That'll be Buffalo football, 1st and 10 on their own 20.
That drive for the Wolverines, definitely a little sloppy. They have 8 penalties now for 75 yards. Just kind of didn't really go anywhere except backwards for the Wolverines.
29.7 seconds to play in the first half. We'll see what the Bison plan is here. Obviously, they need to score a lot of points, and they're going to put 4 receivers in the set. One running back lined up as an H-back in front of Geis. Geis in the gun. He'll drop to pass. He's going to be under dress, and he'll just take off running out over the 30, and he'll run out of bounds at the 31. It'll be a Buffalo 1st down with 18 seconds to play in the half. Pretty much a design play, just run it up the middle. Special halftime guest tonight, we'll have U.S. Marine Corps Sergeant Owen Stover joining us here on the halftime show. I think Sergeant Stover fancies himself as a future sports commentator. He was here early tonight, and I didn't mean to blow you off, but we'll have you on at halftime. Here's Geis. He's running around, and he'll throw short, incomplete. Pass intended for Lucan Smith. And it'll be 2nd and 10 with 13 seconds to play in the half. Of course, homecoming game. And it looks like we're blessed with the GM again in the booth. This makes me nervous. Not really. Geis in the gun. 3 left, 1 right. H-back. Geis comes back. He's going to take off running again. And given flight of Braden Martin, and you don't want to get hit by Martin, it'll be another 1st down for the Bison. Right at the 39 or 41-yard line of Buffalo. 1st down. 8 seconds to play in the half. And that's kind of the plan at this point. Riverton's defensive secondary linebackers doing a great job on pass pro. And we'll see what the final play of the first half is. 3 receivers right, 1 left for Buffalo. Geis will drop the pass. He's going to throw it deep down the right sideline to Innett. Innett's going to catch the ball at the 40, and he's going to be wrestled down by a host of Wolverine tacklers at the 38-yard line. That is a gain of 19 yards on the play to end the first half. Riverton 27, Buffalo 0. Mark Lenhart is not happy with a group of Riverton defenders as they leave the field. We'll be back with the halftime show brought to you by U.S. Marine Corps after a break on KTAK.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
Your tax pros at 219 East Main Street in Riverton, Wyoming can handle all your tax needs. Whatever your situation, we know what to do. Call 307-856-2256 today to schedule an appointment. H&R Block is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Stay at the newly renovated Hampton Inn & Suites Riverton, proud sponsor of all sports teams, home and away. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience with Hampton's top-notch amenities, including a free hot breakfast, complimentary dinner and drinks Monday through Thursday evenings, a sweet shop for snacks and essentials, a pet-friendly environment and an indoor hot tub pool, and a fitness center to keep up with your workout routine. We've got everything you need for an exceptional stay. Reserve your stay now on our website, Hampton Inn & Suites Riverton, where comfort meets convenience.
Discover Thermopolis is proud to stand with our Bobcats. From local attractions to hometown pride, there's always something to cheer about here. Discover Thermopolis, celebrating our community and rooting for the Bobcats all season long.
For more than 40 years, Porter's Mountain View Supply has been serving central Wyoming with top brand name spas, stoves, fireplaces, and outdoor grills. With 2 locations in Riverton and Casper Plus financing available for your purchase, Porter's offers expert advice, quality products, and service along with maintenance. Porter's, your local spa, stove, and fireplace provider in Riverton at the corner of Sunset and North Federal.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Head to Nana's Bowling and Bakery in DuBois for Family Fun Night. Now booking parties for all ages and occasions. To reserve your company, family, or birthday party, call 455-3660. Nana's Bowling and Bakery is proud to support Fremont County student athletes.
Shoshone Rose Casino and Hotel is proud to support youth sports in Fremont County. Enjoy a meal at the Deca Gai He restaurant. Deca Gai He is Shoshone for the eating house. Open daily from 7:30 a.m. until 9 p.m. Try a weekend getaway with the family in one of their comfortable, pet-friendly guest rooms and enjoy the heated swimming pool. Book online at ShoshoneRose.com and remember to support Fremont County youth sports. Go team!
Welcome back to the U.S. Marine Corps halftime show. Halftime score, Riverton 27, Riverton 0, as we look down on the field, and we've got homecoming royalty coming out. Paxton Yates in his football uniform making his way down the field. Also, Hunter Saltzgaver, the second attendant, and the homecoming king, as I said. It's the dude that's been running up and down the sidelines all night with the weird bathrobe that he got as military issue from the Marine Corps. I'm kidding. But
kid's got energy. I'll give him that. He's got a lot of energy, and he has a lot of enthusiasm. I love it.
Well, can Sergeant Owen Stover here tonight, and Sergeant, hey, we're finally back home, so we can put you back on the air.
I know. I've been away for a little bit, and I'm excited to be back in Riverton. I love coming to these games. I really do. I love watching this team play. You know, they've got a good program this year, so I like it.
No, over the last 6 quarters, Owen, of play, Riverton has shut out Douglas and now Buffalo 55-0. And that's not by chance, it's not by mistake. It's about very good defensive coaching. This team is very well coached.
Absolutely, and I've talked to these coaches when I come in and out of these schools, and yeah, they've got a lot of discipline in their team this year, and I like hearing the fact that they're practicing hard. I always like hearing that.
So tell me about what you've been up to, and are you in this current climate in this country, are you getting young men who want to step up and serve their country?
Absolutely. We actually just got Jamison Spradlin here from Riverton High School. He went down to the military entrance processing station here a little bit ago, and he actually swore into the delayed entry program. So,
all right. Well, congratulations. His dad actually works at the Riverton Ranger in WYO today, so that's good news. It's got to be interesting to go and share your experience with these young men.
Absolutely. It is unique for me. I'm not really one to talk about myself, but now that I'm out here and I'm interacting with young Americans, it's kind of forcing me to talk about myself and my experiences. And it's been great. A lot of the times I do talk about my experience where I was over in Japan for over 5 years, and I was one of them. I'm Wyoming born and bred, and I was able to actually go out there, go to a foreign country for a long period of time, and people like hearing that kind of thing.
You know, one of the things that I think is very interesting about the U.S. Marine Corps, but you're all trained to be marksmen first.
Absolutely. So every Marine is a rifleman. First and foremost, no matter what you do in the Marine Corps, you are a Marine, which means you are a rifleman. You have basic infantry skills. Every Marine does. Now we do have like infantry jobs, and they're a little bit more specialized infantrymen, but every Marine has basic infantry skills, and that's all developed after recruit training. Immediately following that, you have Marine combat training, and that's a month long where you're actively learning basic infantry skills before you even go to your follow-on school to actually learn what you're going to do in the Marine Corps.
So when you go to, I don't think you guys call it basic training, right?
Recruit training, basic training, boot camp.
Learn how to do a lot of push-ups and running.
Absolutely.
And then go become a rifleman.
Absolutely. And during recruit training, you do your infantry. You do have field week, and that's like basic infantry skills during recruit training. But we also do marksmanship, and that's a full week where primary marksmanship instructors coach young men and women to be Marine Corps marksmen. And then they move on to the following week where they do actual, like, it's simulated marksmanship with a flak and a Kevlar, that's your bulletproof vest, and your helmet, where you do short drills where you're doing anything between 10 to 25 yards.
Do you still get down on your belly and crawl under the barbed wire with live rounds going over your head?
Absolutely.
I mean, you see that in the movies.
Absolutely. That still happens during recruit training. It does. And it's not as Hollywood as you see in the movies, but we still do that kind of thing, especially the bayonet drills. Those are always a good time. We still do those.
So it's not Full Metal Jacket?
No, absolutely not.
I'm sure you've heard that.
It is. That's where, like, a lot of people get these ideas about what recruit training in the Marine Corps really is from movies like that. But trust me, it's like I said earlier whenever me and you do talk, it's 13 weeks of character development.
like that.
It's character development. That's the best way to put it, and it really is. Because the first 2 weeks are, they're absolute chaos.
Speaking of character developers, this guy walking away from us right here, he develops character at Riverton Middle School, the principal of Riverton Middle School.
Absolutely.
That is a tough job at dealing with kids that are about 13 to 15.
Yeah. I remember when I was in middle school, I don't think I was very pleasant to deal with. I've talked to the principal a couple of times, but middle school principals are always tough.
You've talked about this before, but tell us when you decided you wanted to become a Marine, and why did you decide wanted to become a Marine?
So I graduated high school in 2017, and then I did go on to college. I did say, I'm not interested to the Marine recruiter at the time. His name was Sergeant Carter. I still remember his name. And I talk to him to this day. I really do. He's an outstanding individual. I think he's a gunnery sergeant now. And I still talk to him to this day. But I did go to college, and I did do a semester there. And, I found out that I needed something a little bit more. Like, I was doing my studies. I was doing really well. I was making good money at the job that I was doing. And I felt like I had no purpose behind what I was doing. I didn't know why I was doing the things that I was doing. So I didn't know why I was in school. I didn't have a follow-on plan after that. And then, again, I see the Marine recruiter, and I'm like, okay. And then I was like, maybe I do want to be like that guy. And then when I sat down with him, he really kind of dove into the things that I found that I knew were important to me. And he was like, hey, the things that you find important to you are actually things that you can build on while you're in the Marine Corps. And we kind of talked about his experiences, and I was like, yeah, I think that's what I'm looking for. I think I'm looking for that purpose behind what I do. And so I decided to go to recruit training, and here we are. And now I know for a fact that I have a purpose in what I do. I have a purpose to wake up every day. I have a purpose because in the end I serve the American population, and by swearing to protect the Constitution of the United States. And I couldn't be more thankful to Sergeant Carter and the United States Marine Corps, because it's given me drive. It's given me purpose. It's given me character. It's given me actual core values to live by: honor, courage, and commitment. And now that's the message that I want to share with young men and women, is that if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, then why are you doing it at all? I know why I'm doing this. I know why I'm here. I know why I wake up in the morning. That's what the Marine Corps gave me, and that's what I was looking for. Does that answer your question?
Oh, yeah. Well done. Well, I'm going to have to ask this, but the politics in this country right now are in weird places. But what do you tell young people that come to you with questions about national politics?
So the Marine Corps is non-biased under politics. We do not have a political view. We are an organization that swears to protect the Constitution of the United States. That is it. We live by honor, courage, and commitment. That is it. So we are a non-biased organization. So how we actually position ourselves underneath these political administrations is that we do the same thing. We swear to protect the Constitution of the United States, and that is it.
All right, I like that answer. Thank you for your service. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We'll do some stats, and then, I want your view. If you had a chance to step in that Riverton locker room, think about this. As coach at halftime in a game that was tied 0-0, what would you tell the guys, okay? We'll get that when we come back.
Okay.
It's Marine Corps recruiter and Sergeant Owen Stover joining us at halftime. It's an honor to have him on our broadcast. We've got the marching Wolverines out here. When we come back, we'll do some halftime stats here on KTAK.
Golden Buffalo Jewelry in Riverton knows that sports bring our community together, from Friday night lights to weekend tournaments. They're proud to cheer on our local athletes and support the teams that give us so much to root for. At 407 East Main, you'll find something special for everyone. Timeless pieces, unique gifts, and a selection worth exploring. Stop in, discover the perfect treasure, and know you're supporting a business that supports local sports, where community and sparkle shine side by side. Call 307-857-2789 today.
Hot Springs Pharmacy is proud to cheer on our hometown Bobcats. Whether it's game night or school night, we've got the prescriptions, health essentials, and friendly service you can count on. Hot Springs Pharmacy, your local team, your local pharmacy. Let's have a big cheer for our hometown team.
I'm Winslow Friday, Director of the Wind River Intertribal Council Department of Transportation. It makes me and my crew happy when you buckle up. It just might save your life.
I'm gonna get us home.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming. Welcome back as the Marching Wolverines perform at halftime down here on the field. Great interview with Sergeant Stover of the U.S. Marine Corps. This is the Marine Corps halftime show. And we're going to get some scores from around Wyoming. Here's Baylor Bears.
Yeah, starting yesterday in Class 1A 9-man, Rocky Mountain defeated Wyoming Indians 77-0, and Shoshone defeated cross-county rival Wind River 28-22. Let's see, today in Class 4A, Sheridan is beating Cheyenne Central 21-0 currently in the second half. Cheyenne East over Kelly Walsh 28-10. Campbell County is beating Cheyenne South 42-0. Natrona County is beating Laramie 10-0. And Thunder Basin is currently ahead of Rock Springs 24-0. In Class 3A, Star Valley topples Powell 61-0, and Cody is beating Evanston right now 35-7 in the second half. I believe both those games started at 4 p.m. because obviously they have to drive almost across the entire state. In Lander right now, at the end of the first quarter, it was Lander up on Douglas 7-0. Elsewhere in 3A, Green River beating Jackson right now 10-7, and Torrington beating Rollins 15-0. In Class 3A. Class 2A, Mountain View defeats Pinedale 41-14. Thermopolis defeats Cokeville. Thermopolis, that game started at 2 p.m. That was a long drive for Thermopolis, an early drive as well.
The broadcasters, I'm very envious. The Thermopolis broadcasters flew an airplane to Cokeville today. That's cool.
Yeah, I wish.
We have to drive.
Exactly, yeah. The only other 2A score right now, Worland is beating Lovell right now 6-0. Let's see, Class 1A 9-man games today. Pine Bluff's up on Lusk 7-0 right now in the first half. Saratoga beating Wright right now 14-3 in the second half. Class 1A 6-man final score, Casper Christian beats Hannah Elk Mountain 59-15. And Guernsey Sunrise defeated Casey 63-59. And that is the most typical 6-man score I've ever heard of. A couple games tomorrow. We got Class 1A 9-man Grable taking on Big Piney. And then in Class 1A 6-man, of course, a big game. DuBois travels to Little Snake River tomorrow. And then Farson Eden's at Encampment, and Midwest is at Hewlett. And that rounds out the high school football schedule in Wyoming.
The coolest 6-man stadium in the state is in Baggs, Wyoming, the home of Little Snake River. We'll be back with halftime stats. This is the halftime show brought to you by the U.S. Marine Corps on KTAK.
Valley Lumber and Supply has been more than a hometown hardware store. They've been family. From weekend projects to big builds, they've got you covered with free delivery and a team that cares. They're proud supporters of our local sports teams. Visit valleylumbersupply.com, where hometown pride builds strong projects.
Welcome back here. Riverton leading 27-0 here at the Marine Corps halftime show on KTAK. Looking at stats-wise for Buffalo, 116 total yards. They had only about 50 total yards before that final drive going into halftime for the Buffalo Bison. Individually, Hayden Geis, 3 of 15 for 44 yards. And as a team, they have 19 carries for 72 yards. That's a 3.8-yard average for the Buffalo Bison. Nothing really of note. Hayden Geis, the quarterback, 8 carries for 45 yards so far in this one. And then James Einet, which I know I just said that wrong again, 3 catches for 44 yards. That's the state leading receiver so far at Riverton, keeping him kind of as a non-factor in the game For Riverton, 335 total yards in that first half, 148 passing and 187 on the ground for the Wolverines. Blake Gantenbein was 7 of 11 for 148 yards. He had 3 touchdowns and 1 interception in that first half. Let's see, Clay Sheets, 1 catch for 26 yards and a touchdown. Dane Cox, 1 catch for 4 yards and a touchdown. Peyton Larson, 3 catches for 32 yards. Eric Smith, 1 catch for 2 yards. And Hunter Saltzgaber, 1 catch for 84 yards, and that one was a touchdown. Rushing-wise, Hunter Saltzgaber right now, 10 carries for 149 yards and 1 touchdown. He's averaging 14.9 yards a carry. Blake Gantenbein, 3 carries for 14 yards. Dane Cox, 2 carries for 6 yards. Braden Martin has 1 for 6, and Caden Arnold, 1 carry for 12 yards. And that rounds out the Riverton Wolverine individual stats. Let's see, they have 8 penalties in this one for 75 yards. Something definitely to look at here in the second half. Riverton was 2 of 6 on third down and 1 of 1 on fourth down conversions.
All right, those are your halftime stats. Team's still warming up and getting ready to go. When we come back, we'll hear from Sergeant Stover with his keys to the second half on KTAK.
It's about the things that matter: your family, your friends, and your health. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health and care of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, in advanced medical technologies, and in specialized facilities, so access to better care is close to you and the things that matter most. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
Welcome back, U.S. Marine Corps halftime show. Sergeant Owen Stover joining us here from the U.S. Marine Corps. And if you had to tell these guys something to take out of the locker room into the second half, what would you tell them, Sergeant?
I would tell them that, adversity is inevitable. Things that are hard will always be there. It's how you get over those hard things that define who you are and who you are as a team. If you can work together, have the discipline to work together, do your job individually, you will be successful no matter what you do. So work together.
All right, now you're leading 27-0. What do you tell your team, if you're Riverton coaches, to keep them motivated in the second half?
Don't get complacent. Don't get complacent. You're up. That's awesome. Don't get complacent. Have the discipline to still play the game right. I do not want to see hankies flying anymore. Have the discipline to make it downfield with no hankies.
Good call. Many penalties on Riverton in the first half. Great call, Coach. That is Sergeant Owen Stover joining us here for the halftime show. Hey, really appreciate your service and for joining us here on the halftime show.
Thanks for having me. I love it here.
All right, that's Coach Owen Stover. And he took on the tough questions here in the halftime show, and we appreciate it. I like his answers about politics because we got to keep politics out of the military. We just have to. So good stuff. And I know you're shaking your head at me, but I just can't stand it. It was a great interview, Baylor.
It was a great interview. He answered the questions like you would expect a true professional to answer them like.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. So anyway, Riverton going to kick off here as the Wolverines leading 27-0 at the end of the first half. It'll be Hunter Saltzgaber, and he'll be kicking with the wind, and you'd expect the ball to fly into the end zone for a touchback. It'll be Buffalo football, 1st and 10 on their own 20. And total yards in the first half for Buffalo?
Only 116. They only had probably 50 to 70 before that last drive. So really, I mean, after that first drive where Buffalo got 2 first downs, held them to a 3 and out for 4 straight drives.
Buffalo only 3 penalties. Riverton with
8 penalties now for 75 yards.
Got to cut those numbers. Got to cut them.
Exactly.
All right, so Buffalo 1st and 10 at their own 20. 3 receivers set. Geis under center. Geis going to hand it straight off up the middle. And Riverton all over the runner. Ball is out, but a flag is on the play, and I believe it'll still be Buffalo football. And we'll see what the call is. The running back little young player, I believe it's Cruz Morales, lost his helmet. So hopefully, and they're going to say it's on Riverton. Dane Cox comes out from the coach's talk holding his hands out toward the coaching staff, and unfortunately, personal foul face mask on the Wolverines. Just something that cannot happen next week against the dreaded arch rivals from across the county.
Yeah, certainly way too many penalties. I mean, 9 penalties in a whole game is a lot, and they already have 9 here with 11:43 left in the first half, or second half, excuse me.
More yards issued on penalties to Riverton than Buffalo has in total yards. 1st and 10 at the 36. Geist going to throw deep, and in it, pulls it in, and a beautiful pass. That tackle's going to go for Caden Arnold and Clay Sheets, but another Buffalo first down, and Geist pinpointed that pass and in it with the big catch. 1st and 10 for Buffalo at the Riverton 40.
It's one thing Riverton does not want to let happen is let Buffalo back in this game, and having so many penalties will do that for a team. It'll give them a morale boost, let them back into a ball game.
The worst thing you can do is allow a team to believe. Handoff up the middle, and a decent gain, but a good tackle by Cameron Vincent, this time on Cruz Morales. So 3-yard gain, and a good tackle that time by the Wolverines. Cameron Vincent, who leads this Riverton team in defensive points this year from his middle linebacker spot. Geist under center. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Geist will hand it off right side to Morales. Short gain for Morales. Down inside the 35 to the 33-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and about 3. So Buffalo moving the football here on the first drive of the second half, thanks to, in part, penalties by Riverton.
If you're Riverton, hopefully they set up a spy here in the middle of the field. Got to contain Hayden Geist. He's able to scramble really easily.
Geist under center. 3 receivers set, 2 left, 1 right. Geist going to fake it and then take off around the right end. You called that one, Baylor. And it's going to be a first down for Buffalo. And then another 15-yard penalty on Riverton, who tackled Geist about 5 yards out of bounds on the play. That'll move the ball down inside the Buffalo red zone. And another 15-yarder. That's going to put Riverton over 100 yards on penalties.
I mean, he rode him out of bounds. That should not have been called. I'll say it. I'll fall on the sword. That should not have been called.
So 1st and 10 for Buffalo, thanks to 3 big penalties on Riverton to open this second half. Wow. So first down at the Riverton 16, actually the 17. Geist under center. Geist going to hand off to Morales. He's going to have a good gain inside the 10. Looks like a gain of 7 on the play. And did we get through a play without a penalty? We did. 2nd down and 4 after the Morales gain of 6 on first down. Morales a little bit more fleet of foot for this Buffalo team. And the ball at the 10. They've got to get a first down at about the 7-yard line. So 2nd and 3 for Buffalo. Pitch left side to Morales. He's going to be met head on by Cameron Vincent. And no gain on the play. Boy, they're going to give him forward movement to right at the 10, where it'll stay 3rd and 3. And that was just good run defense by the Riverton Wolverines.
Yeah, Cruz Morales is kind of one of those shorter, stockier running backs. It's hard to get low on him and stop his forward momentum, so he's able to carry a few guys forward, but that was good defense by Riverton.
3rd and 3 for Buffalo. Geis under center. 3 receivers set. Fake. It's going to be an end-around play to end it. And Riverton's going to smell that one out and make the play. First on the scene to make that tackle, Peyton Larson, and a couple other Wolverines come in to finish him off. 4th and 3 for Buffalo. That is end-around play number 5 in this game to James Innett.
I think the only one that's worked so far is probably the first one. Riverton doing a good job of not overextending on those end-arounds.
Riverton looking for a defensive stop. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Geis in the gun. He'll drop to pass. He'll look left. Rush is coming. Pass is going to be complete to James Innett. And it's going to be a 1st down and goal from the 3-yard line for the Buffalo Bison. Again, get the ball to your best receiver. That's what the Bison just did. James Innett's the real deal. Good coverage by Riverton, but Innett just pulled it in. 7:33 to play, 3rd quarter. Buffalo has had the ball the entire second half. Geis under center. 3 receivers set. Morales back deep in the eye. Geis will drop. He'll pass it to Morales. He'll cut right. And the Riverton defense will bottle up Morales at about the 2-yard line. Gain of 1 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Wolverines trying to keep this scoreless quarter streak going. And it looks like it's right inside the 3, so 2nd and 3. For Buffalo. Geis will come to the line. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Morales in the eye. In motion is Rabel. Geis will hand off. Nope, he'll fake it. And he'll throw toward the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Pass intended for James Innett had broken free in the back of the Wolverine end zone, but the pass was delivered high. Incomplete. 3rd and goal from the 3. 6:23 to play in the 3rd.
Buffalo really targeting Innett now in the second half. Pretty sure he's the only guy who's caught a ball in the second half.
3rd and goal. And it'll be a quarterback sneak across. Do they have a touchdown? It's a Buffalo touchdown with 6:17 to go on the quarterback keeper by Hayden Geis. And so that 6.5 quarter scoreless streak ends for the Wolverine defense. And Buffalo now will go for 2.
Buffalo kind of came out with a quick snap there. Maybe caught the Riverton defense a little flat-footed on that QB sneak.
2 receivers right, 1 left. In the pistol, Geis did not hand it off. We got a false start penalty on Buffalo, and that'll back the Bison up. So they're going to send on the kicker, and they'll attempt the extra point. The kicker for Buffalo is Jace Foss, a freshman. Nope, it's not. I'm sorry, it's Lucan Smith, sophomore.
He did miss a 43-yard field goal earlier in this one.
Smith will line it up. Kick is on the way. It's up. It's no good. So a lengthy drive, 5 minutes, 45 seconds by the Buffalo Bison, ends in a 3-yard touchdown run by Geis. And it's Riverton 27, Buffalo 6. This is Wolverine football on KTAK.
Arapahoe First is proud to support all Fremont County athletes. Just like the hard work you put into every game, we're here for tribal and non-tribal members alike. Wishing every athlete a season of strength and success. Call 307-463-4185 to discover what Arapahoe First can do for you.
Grand Altitude Federal Credit Union is more than a place to bank. It's a partner in every financial journey. From checking and savings to auto loans and mortgages, they give members the tools to move forward. Known for local service and decisions made right here in Wyoming, their team offers trusted guidance every step of the way. Proud supporters of all Wyoming sports teams, they're as committed to the community as they are to their members. Grand Altitude Federal Credit Union. Your money, your goals, your altitude.
Welcome back as Jace Foss lines up to kick it away for the Bison. Wolverines sort of up, defending against a possible onside. Hunter Saltzgaber and Eric Smith back deep for the Wolverines. And Foss's kick will go deep. Eric Martin's going to touch the ball, and it's going to go out of bounds at the 8-yard line, or it'll be 1st and 10 for the Riverton Wolverines. He just could not make the catch, and it went out of bounds. So good kickoff, as it turns out, for freshman Jace Foss. And the Wolverines now pinned deep in their own territory, leading this game 27-6. We did get a first quarter score in from Lander. It was Lander 7 and Douglas 0. Mechanical difficulties preventing the Lander broadcast crew from bringing you that game on live stream video. And it's still good to see the homecoming king working the sidelines down there in his Persian bathrobe and pom-poms.
You know, after that defensive drive for the Wolverines, maybe a little motivation from the homecoming king is warranted.
All right, so now they're going to move the ball over to the left hash mark as they finally switch out the footballs. And this game is dragging to a halt.
Yeah, long discussion by the refs there. Not really sure what was going on. But.
1st and 10 from the 8-yard line for the Wolverines. One receiver right side, one left. Handoff right side. Hunter Saltzgaber will cut outside. He'll get the edge. Good block there by Peyton Larson. Springs Hunter Saltzgaber out 15 yards to the 23-yard line for a Wind River Realty Wolverine first down.
Just let him, I mean, all they do there is give Hunter the ball and let him make his moves. In the last 4 runs, he's run for over 80 yards. He's up over 150 now, 164 on the game.
On how many carries?
11.
Wow. That's a nice stat line. 4 receivers set. Now Saltzgaber lined out in the slot. He'll come in motion, and it'll be Gantenbein taking the run. He's going to get knocked down for a loss as Hayden Geis. And coming up also for the Bison, Lane Rabel. I just think you don't want to do that to your quarterback, your senior quarterback, when you're up by 3 touchdowns, but that's just me talking. 2nd and 11 after that 1-yard loss. So Geis credited with the tackle for loss on that play, which is different than a sack, by the way. Gantenbein in the gun. 4 receivers in the set. Pitch out right side to Hunter Saltzgaber. He's over the 30. And he's going to be brought down by Lane Rabel at the 33-yard line. Gain of 9 on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 1 for the Wolverines.
Should be pretty simple here for the Wolverines. Probably just run the same, well, maybe not the same play, but just give it to Saltzgaber, let him pick it up. Either that, I mean, the last QB sneak, he picked up 4 yards. Wouldn't be surprised to see that either.
Gantenbein under center. He'll just sneak it forward. It's going to be Riverton's tush push, and a good one it is, as it's going to go for a gain of 7 yards out near the 41-yard line. And a Riverton Wolverine, Wind River Realty, first down.
I mean, do you need to run a different play there if you can get 7 yards on a QB sneak?
I don't think so. First and 10 at the Riverton 44. This drive started back at the 8. And it's been one run after another for the Wolverines. Cox at H-back. Handoff left side to Saltzgaver. He'll cut around, do the 360, and then be met. And a big tackle that time by Ezekiel Ramirez.
Tackled by Rabel.
Rabel also in on that tackle for the Bison. Second and 6 for Riverton. I'd like to see him take a shot here.
They've been setting up the run. You know, they've been running this whole game. You'd expect the play action pass would be pretty money right now.
3:14 and running. Gantenbein going to drop back. He's going to throw it deep down the sidelines. Clay Sheets wide open. He'll be taken down by Innit. But that's the shot I was looking for. It's going to go as a nearly 30-yard gain for Clay Sheets and a Riverton Wolverine. Wind River Realty first down. First and 10 for Riverton all the way down at the 28-yard line.
That one of 27 yards, but also a great job by Clay Sheets to hang on to that ball because he caught it and turned around and immediately was hit hard by Innit, but just a great catch and run.
Sheets was wide open, just like he was on the touchdown earlier today. Here's a handoff left side, right behind Caden Liebrecht. And Saltzgaver almost broke it. Came within one tackle of breaking it. It's another Riverton Wolverine, Wind River Realty first down. It'll be a gain of 11 on the play down to the 17-yard line of Buffalo.
Yeah, some of the fun parts of this offense, they get so many first downs that the chain crew has to unhook the yard marker off the chains about every other play.
Most of those guys are retired. They've got to take a week off to catch up. Here's Gantenbein under center. The RHS chain gang doing a great job over there on the far sidelines. Here's Gantenbein. He'll pitch it left towards Saltzgaver. He'll cut right, cut left, cut back left inside the 10, and he'll be down at the 6-yard line. It'll be another gain of 11 yards for Hunter Saltzgaver and a Riverton Wolverine, Wind River Realty, first down. First and goal for the Wolverines at the Buffalo 6.
Man, Saltzgaver now should have come before this game, but finally up over the 200-yard mark in a single game. Just having his way with this Buffalo defense, averaging 13.4 yards a carry on 15 carries.
Found out earlier today, Hunter starting to approach the school record for single season rush, actually career rushing. Saltzgaver now going to be wrestled down after gaining a couple yards inside the 5, where it'll be second and goal for the Wolverines.
And when you average over 150 yards a game, you're going to eclipse a few records, I would guess.
Saltzgaver, if he is over 200 yards officially, he's sitting at about 950 yards for the season. That's amazing in the season's 6th game. One receiver right for Riverton, Braden Martin, will lead the way. Saltzgaver over the 5, down inside near the 1, where he'll be wrestled down. It'll be third and goal for the Wolverines. And Blake Gantenbein doing the sprint to the sidelines. He's got to be in great shape.
I would imagine.
Every play he comes clear to the sidelines to get the play. Running is like an afterthought for the Wolverine senior. So third down from the 1. This drive has had a bunch of runs and one pass. Gantenbein in the gun. He's going to run it. And Blake cuts it left over the goal line for a Riverton touchdown. 1 yard run, Blake Gantenbein. Great drive on the final play of the third quarter. Riverton extends its lead to 33-6 over the Buffalo Bison.
That's your standard quarterback draw. Gantenbein walked in untouched. Made it look pretty easy.
Kick is on the way from Saltzgaber. It's up. It's good. Riverton 34, Buffalo 6. We'll be back for the start of the fourth quarter play from Wolverine Field on homecoming. Your Riverton Wolverines cruising toward win number 5, and more importantly, a 2-0 start in conference play right here on KTAK.
Warm Valley Health in Fort Washakie is a full-service medical provider. With integrated care teams, you're always able to reach someone in your medical team. Warm Valley Health provides primary care, nephrology, podiatry, optometry, pharmaceutical, along with other services. New to Warm Valley is pediatrics and OB care. Walk-ins are welcome. That's Warm Valley Health, located at 29 Black Coal Drive in Fort Washakie. Call today, 307-332-7300.
Down! Set! Midway! 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 Come to Midway Auto and RV and score big when buying a car, truck, or SUV. Every vehicle goes through a 100-point inspection, and every vehicle comes with a warranty. Our Super Bowl is giving our customers the friendliest service, the easiest buying process, and the best deal possible. Treat Midway like the home team. We always make the best play for our customers. Come experience the Midway difference, where you're not just a customer, you're part of the Midway family.
Welcome back. Halftime scoring from Lander. Lander Tigers 28, Douglas 0. Kind of surprised by that one a little bit. Douglas did get banged up last week against Riverton, but Lander making a statement tonight. First tough game of the year. Right here, it's 34-6 Wolverines as Hunter Saltzgaber gets ready to kick it off. James Innett back for the Buffalo Bison. Here's Hunter Saltzgaber. He'll kick it in and out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 for Buffalo at their own 20. You surprised by that score, Baylor?
I am, yeah. I figured it'd be a bit more competitive, especially at halftime. But, I mean, it's definitely setting up where Riverton Lander next week is going to be the game to be at. That's for sure.
And if you're listening to this broadcast, make sure you get all your friends and show up in Lander. They'll make you stand on the sidelines over there. There's about room for about 100 fans, but heck, go over and sit on the Lander side too. It'll be fun. First and 10 for Buffalo. Geis under center. First play of the fourth quarter. He'll hand off to Morales, and Morales breaks through that first wedge. He's going to gain about 4 yards before he meets a host of Riverton tacklers. Braden Martin, Daniel Clausen, Trevor Eckhart in on that hit. Eckhart kind of hobbling around out there on a right ankle that looks a little sore. But he's staying in the game. 11:30 to play in this one. So it was a 7 o'clock kickoff tonight in Lander. Geis under center. 3 receivers set. Morales behind Geis. He'll hand to Morales, and Morales is, nope, they're going to get away, and it's going to be, I'm sorry, I went with the fake. Geis rolled out, and it was 3 Riverton defensive linemen chasing Geis, and they tipped the ball away, incomplete. I just totally went with that fake. My bad. 3rd and 6. Eric Pauly would be laughing at me right now for going for the fake.
I mean, it was so convincing. Honestly, might have been a illegal man downfield penalty if they would have got that pass off.
Here's Geis in the gun. Rabel H-back in front of him. Geis will stop. He'll pop it over the middle, and hearing footsteps on the play was Lucan Smith. And he heard the footsteps of the hard-hitting Cameron Vincent. So 4th down and 7, as going back to punt it away, Hayden Geis, and I wouldn't be shocked at all if they'd fake this one. 4th and 7 at their own 24. We're going to get a timeout taken by Bison head coach Ross Walker. We'll go with it. This is Wolverine football on KTAK.
From Carpet One, because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Welcome back here in the 4th quarter. Riverton leading 34-6. Buffalo about to punt the ball. Last 2 punts for them, not very good. Riverton's been pretty close to a block. Punts of 8 yards and 4 yards for the Buffalo Bison.
Clay Sheets stands on his own 44. Hayden Geis will punt it away.
Ref waiting for the timeout clock to run out on the scoreboard.
All right, we're ready to go as Geis stands on his own 12. Punt is on the way. It's going to come right to Clay Sheets. He'll catch it on his 40, make a cut to the left, go back to the right. He's inside the 45, and a big hit on the play by James Innett. And it'll be 1st down for Riverton. A punt return of 14 yards for Clay Sheets. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wolverines at the 46 of Buffalo.
If you're Riverton here, you'd like to probably take about half the clock off and then finish with a touchdown. So far, there's been really no rush defense by this Buffalo Bison team. Riverton doing whatever they want on the ground so far, averaging 9 a carry.
10:49 to play. Riverton starters still on the field. 2 receivers left for the Wolverines. Gantenbein in the gun. He's going to pass it over the middle, complete to Clay Sheets. Sheets breaks loose over the 25, where he's tackled right at the 25. And it's going to be a tackle on the play by Morales, and he gets up and hustles off a sore knee or ankle, something in his left leg. 1st and 10 for Riverton at the 26 of Buffalo.
That was a great pass by Gantenbein. Waited for Clay Sheets to make that in move and then threw it in between about 4 Buffalo Bison, but a great throw allowing Clay Sheets to catch it in stride and beat out the Buffalo defenders, extending the play about 10 yards.
Riverton leading this one 34-6. 1st and 10, handoff to Hunter Saltzgaver. He'll get a short gain on the play as Rabel comes up and makes the tackle on Hunter Saltzgaver. Riverton going to switch up personnel as Saltzgaver and Cox comes off the field. Also Paxton Yates, so they'll spread it out on 2nd and 8.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see a little more Braden Martin as time goes on here at running back.
9:40 to play. Gantenbein going to go on center. Off his right shoulder at H-back is Braden Martin. And it's going to be a little trap play inside to Caden Arnold. He's going to gain down around the 20-yard line where he'll be wrestled down by Hayden Geis. Ramirez also in on that tackle. 3rd down and 4 for Riverton. So gain of 6 on the play.
Wolverines 3 of 7 on 3rd down.
Approaching 9 minutes to play. Riverton running clock, taking their time getting to the line of scrimmage, and the back judge now counting it off. They're going to have to snap it quickly. Here's the snap. Handoff. Hunter Saltzgaber, he'll break it out right side over the 10, over the 5, cutting in. Touchdown, Riverton. And we've got a flag on the field. Nobody really celebrating. Yep, there's a flag down at about the 16-yard line, and it's going to be holding on Riverton.
Against the Wolverines.
So that'll move Riverton back. Nifty run by Hunter Saltzgaber, goes for naught. And it'll be 3rd and 10 on the spot foul.
3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 from the 31-yard line.
It's now Riverton's 11th penalty. It's obviously not, that's not what you want.
It's too many penalties in this one if you're the Wolverines. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Gantenbein in the gun. He'll drop the pass. Blake going to throw it over the middle in the end zone. Clay Sheets was open, and good coverage on the play as Sheets went up in the air. Was hit hard by Cooper Jones, and Clay Sheets will get up. 4th and 10 now for the Wolverines. And it looks like Riverton may come on and try the long field goal. So good practice. What's the wind doing, Baylor? Is it kind of shut down?
It's kind of switched directions, almost coming off over our right shoulder. So a little bit of a tailwind here for Hunter.
From the right hash mark, a field goal attempt of 43 yards for Hunter Saltzgaber. Kick is on the way. It hits the bottom of the crossbar and clanks its way back into the field. And that's a tough one. No good on the kick, but it hit the bottom of the crossbar and bounced back into the playing field. Wow. It was right in the middle, too.
It's as close as you can get to making it without making it.
Homecoming King out here dancing on the field. He's in it. So Riverton will give it up on that missed field goal, and it'll be Buffalo football. And Riverton will take a timeout. 7:38 to play in the game.
Timeout.
Timeout, Riverton on KTAK.
For a place, a people, an idea, for right and freedom, for liberty and justice for all. For every square inch between fruited plains and spacious skies. Marines fight to win. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
And we interrupt you with breaking news live from the Pepsi Wild Cherry aisle. Carol, can you hear us?
Steve, I've never seen anything like this. The bold, refreshing, and bursting with cherry deliciousness of Pepsi Wild Cherry is, well, let's just say everyone is getting wild.
Getting wild?
That's right, Steve. There's dancing, binge-watching, and is that a slip and slide? They're really putting the wild in Pepsi Wild Cherry, and this on-the-scene reporter can't wait to pop, lock, and drop it.
Pepsi Wild Cherry. Go ahead. Get wild.
Geis in the shotgun. 4 receiver set for Buffalo. Beautiful pass, and it hits, boy, the receiver where you don't want to have it hit, and dropped right in the hands. Pass intended for Lane Rabel. 2nd and 10 for Buffalo at their own 20.
Kind of something that's plagued the Buffalo offense so far. The only person who's been able to catch the ball is Enoch so far.
8:17 to play. 2nd and 10 for Buffalo. Geis in the gun. He'll drop the pass. Paxton Yates rushing the passer. Intercepted. Eric Smith with the interception. And that'll be Riverton's first forced turnover of the game. It'll give Riverton a 1st and 10 at the 29 of Buffalo. And the Wolverines force a turnover. First down.
You'd love to see it. Geis there clear on the right hash, tried to throw clear across the field, and definitely not an advised throw for a high school quarterback. Eric Smith just made a good play and picked it off. Riverton, obviously, really good offensive night. They're at 454 total yards. That's without returns, of course. And then Buffalo, 171 total yards tonight.
Braden Martin is your Riverton running back. He'll get the handoff, run it straight up the middle, makes contact with Lane Rabel, and it'll end up being a gain of 3 yards on the play for Braden Martin. 2nd and 7 for Riverton. Ball is at the 36-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Wolverines. 7:38 and counting here at Wolverine Field. A few of the fans starting to trickle out of here. Enjoy the rest of this night, folks. It's going to get cold tomorrow. Here's Martin. He'll make a cut and be taken down by a host of Buffalo Bison, including Lane Rabel. Also in on the tackle, Keaton Anderson, a senior defensive lineman for the Bison. No gain on the play, 3rd and 7 for Riverton. Gantenbein still at quarterback for Riverton. Clay Sheets, Gage Treber go wide left. Paxton Yates at tight end off the left side. Gantenbein gonna roll right toward the end zone. Clay Sheets off his hands and incomplete in the end zone. Sheets was open between two Buffalo defenders. It'll be 4th and 7 for the Wolverines. That had pay dirt written all over it.
Yeah, that pass just 2 inches too long. And Clay Sheets, another great route by Clay Sheets, and he was open on that one.
So 4th and 7.
Looks like Hunter wasn't able to convince coach to let him try another field goal.
Why not? Why not practice it? Might come down to that in a week. 6:43 to play. Gantenbein in the gun. He'll look left. And he'll roll left. And he'll pass it in the middle. It's going to be picked off by James Innett. Innett's 2nd interception of the game for the Bison. That just an ill-advised pass, and the 2nd turnover for Riverton tonight.
Yeah, 2nd interception for Blake.
Gantenbein came into the game with 1 interception in the season, so he's tripled that in 1 game.
Wolverines as a team, they were +5 on the differential, turnover differential. Now just +4, obviously, 2-1 interceptions in the game. Yeah, just an ill-advised pass across his body, off balance.
6:30 to play, 1st and 10 for Buffalo at their own 28. Geis will stop and drop, and the pass incomplete. Good coverage on the play by Clay Sheets. That pass intended for Cooper Jones. 2nd down and 10 for the Bison. 6:26 to play. We'll have the Click It or Ticket post-game show coming up after this. We'll have our interview with Riverton coach Mark Lenhart. We'll have our players of the game. Good sport of the game brought to you by Gatorade. And our Papa Murphy's player of the game. Geis in the gun. Full receiver set. In motion. It was Innett. Pass down to Innett. Deep. Coverage on the play by Hunter Saltzgaber. Pass falls incomplete.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Innett saved that interception there. Looked like Saltzgaber had it in his hands.
Innett's a big kid. He's put together and he can run. James Innett, a senior on this Buffalo squad. Leading receiver in the state. What's he got today?
Only 76 yards. Riverton's done a really good job keeping him contained, not allowing that big play.
Guy's going to take off and run. He'll go straight up the middle. And a good tackle, that time by Aiden Sanchez, who makes the tackle on Hayden Geis. So it'll be 4th and 7 for the Buffalo Bison.
After that failed conversion, Buffalo 3 of 13 on 3rd down. Honestly,
go ahead.
Riverton had really good defense there, keeping having a spy on Geis, and just had a guy in the middle to stop him.
Ball at the Buffalo 31, 4th and 7 for Buffalo. Geis in the gun, 2 receivers on each side. He'll throw it over the middle. It's going to fall incomplete, but we're going to get a pass interference call right in front of the umpire, as a lot of boos coming out of the stands. Lucan Smith was the intended receiver, and it was close coverage, but it's going to be a 1st down for Buffalo on the penalty for Riverton. And for Riverton, penalty-wise,
that's their 12th penalty now. Is that a 15-yarder? It's a 15
that is a 15-yarder.
Yeah, 12 penalties now, 125 yards.
Not clean night for the Riverton defense. A lot of penalties. Some questionable, some not. You got to clean up the holding calls. Got to clean up this stuff in the backfield going into next week's game. Geis in the gun. 3 left, 1 right. He'll drop the pass. He'll throw it long over the middle, and it's going to go deep. And that pass intended for Ezekiel Ramirez. We've got a penalty on the Riverton sideline, and
definitely a hold.
White hat Evan Jacobs telling Mark Lenhart to get off the field. They've been throwing flags all night long, and it has really disrupted the movement of this game.
You know, we saw it on the Monday Night Football game, Broncos-Cincinnati. Troy Aikman just, we saw a lot of penalties in that game also, and it's hard to keep your momentum as a team.
And they wave it off.
And I don't know, last time I checked, when the offensive lineman lays on the defensive lineman, not allowing him to get up after pulling him to the ground, nonetheless.
Riverton fans upset with that lack of a call after they waved it off.
But incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
Mark Lenhart talking things over with the official, who actually, the side judge, threw that flag. Geis in the gun. 3 receivers left, 1 right. He'll roll out left side, looking for Innit, and then take off running. And Geis going to run safely out of bounds at the 47 of Riverton, about 2 yards short of a 1st down. It'll be 3rd and 2 for Buffalo at the 47 of Riverton. 5:25 to play after Geis runs successfully out of bounds to stop the clock. So Geis in the gun. 2 receivers right, 2 left. In it, in motion, he'll get the ball. It'll be another end-around play. And he's going to be tackled by Cameron Vincent. Ed Al, Wolverines. Also in on that, Peyton Larson, Hunter Saltzgaver, Caden Arnold, and about 3 other Wolverines. But it will be a Buffalo 1st down at the 41 of Riverton.
It's definitely what you want to see as a coach, as a gang tackle, but
5 minutes to play.
It's their longest design run in the second half. Was that
Wolverines getting some new members of the team on the field. Manny Ramos on the field for the Wolverines. Pass right side, picked off by Clay Sheets. That pass intended for James Innit. And Clay Sheets with the clean interception and takeaway from the beaten Buffalo Bison. James Innit feeling it. He had to make a weird tackle on Clay Sheets, or it would have been a pick six. And that one hurt. Cameron Vincent now going to enter the game at quarterback for the Wolverines, and we've got a whole host of new Wolverines coming on the field.
Always makes my stat sheet a lot of fun.
So Cameron Vincent, the new Riverton quarterback.
But obviously expect probably only runs from now on, if I were guessing, man.
Camden Heil, the tailback, as Vincent steps under. Heil will get the call. He'll cut right and into the end zone. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Riverton. Camden Heil breaks it from midfield. He made one cut, broke one tackle, and the sophomore sprinted 50 yards for a Wolverine score. What a run by the sophomore.
Wow, what a great run. Like you said, broke that tackle. And he was gone. I mean, hit the Jets, outrun all of Buffalo's starters. Just a great. I think we have a flag. Sorry,
Officials
I'm getting
talking
distracted.
things over. Did Riverton do too much celebrating in the end zone? Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Wolverines as everybody ran into the end zone. So that one will be assessed on the kickoff. Hunter Saltzgaver on. Wolverines leading at 40-6. Saltzgaver's kick is up. It's good. Riverton 42, Buffalo 6. I'm sorry, 41-6. My bad. This is Wolverine football on KTAK.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
Riverton Blowdorn Lumber is proud to support youth sports. Experience the Blowdorn difference. Quality products, design, delivery, and expert service. Blowdorn Lumber, 1202 North Federal in Riverton. Blowdorn Lumber.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Welcome back as the 15-yard unsportsmanlike call after the touchdown celebration in the end zone. Camden Heil, 50-yard run. Saltzgaver kicks the PAT. It's 41-6. And now here's Heil with the kickoff. It'll be fielded at the 24-yard line. And Riverton going to come on the young Wolverines, and they're going to gang tackle Cooper Jones, and it'll be first down and 10.
Tackle by Perry and Anderson.
That tackle by Anderson and Perry.
Buffalo.
It'll be first down and 10 from the Buffalo 35.
Get this stat here. Buffalo with 189 total yards. Riverton now 140 penalty yards.
Wow.
It's not a race, gentlemen. It's not a race.
Too much. There's Geis. He'll drop the pass. And Ramos with the nice job rushing. Geis passes incomplete over on the Buffalo side. Manuel Manny Ramos, 5'5", 185-pound freshman for the Wolverines, coming from that left defensive end spot. other players on the defensive line for Riverton. Dante Mosley, 57, Travis Hurtado. And now another defensive end over there for Riverton as Geis in the gun. 4 receivers set. Wolverines rushing the quarterback. Geis rolls left, and a near interception on the play. And that pass nearly intercepted by Coy Bradley, 6 foot, 190-pound junior for Riverton. So 3rd and 10 for Buffalo.
3rd down, down judge on the other side showing 2nd down, but.
Also in there, big number 99, Joseph Friday, 6'4", 300 pounds. He's a senior.
Perfect nose tackle.
You had a big one when you played too, man. He could move people around. There's Hayden Geis in the gun. 4 receivers set. Geis will stop, and he'll pop it over the middle, complete. And that's going to go to Cooper Jones, I believe. Nope, it'll be in it. So James in it down to the Riverton 48 as we wind right at 4 minutes to play. Also in there now, Matthew Thorpe for Riverton on the defensive line. And number 49, Trace Hillam, a 5'10", 145-pound freshman on the defensive line. Geis will drop to pass. He'll throw it deep down the right sideline, and coverage on the play was good, but you're going to get a catch as offering coverage, Camden Heil. That pass complete to Aaron. Pass was complete to Ezekiel Ramirez, but there is a flag on the play. I believe it's going to be pass interference on Riverton, which they will decline and take the gain from the 49-yard line, or 30-yard gain. It'll be on the pass play. So another penalty on Riverton. Now Riverton up to 155 penalty yards.
Well, that one doesn't count.
Actually, yeah, they declined it, so I'm sorry. 140 penalty yards. My penalty calculator is running overtime. Geis in the gun, 3 receivers left, 1 right. 3:33 to play. Geis will roll left and throw it over the middle. It's caught. Wow. What a catch on the play. That's going to be Cooper Jones on the catch. Gain of 9 yards. He had to reach back behind his body to pull that one in. Excellent catch.
Yeah, while
2nd and 1 at the 9 of Riverton. Can the young Wolverines hold out the Bison varsity starters? Geis in the gun. Riverton band playing. Geis going to run toward the end zone. He's going to be stopped. It'll be 1st and goal at the 1 for the Bison as the Riverton High School band is playing during play, which is a no-no in the state of Wyoming.
Kind of weird, came out of nowhere, but
hadn't played the whole game.
Refs don't seem to mind, so carry on.
2:25 to play. Geis in the gun, 1st and goal at the 1 for Buffalo. Geis going to hand off right side to Innit. He's going to run all the way in to the end zone. That's the 6th end around play, and it'll be a touchdown for Buffalo. As Innit runs 1 yard, even though he took 30 to get there. And Buffalo going to go probably for 2 here. Not sure why the band is still playing, but they are.
Well, the refs are pointing at him now, so I would imagine Well, I don't know what they're talking about, I guess.
Who knows? Now the coach is going to have to come over and tell the band to stop playing. That's exactly what's going to happen. Geis.
Oh, so weird.
In the gun, 3 receivers left, 1 right. That violates about every sportsmanship rule in the state. Bands are not supposed to play when the play is going on. There's the try for 2. Pass right side. It's going to be low and incomplete. Pass intended for Lucan Smith. And with 2:07 to play, it's Riverton 41, Buffalo 12. We'll be back on KTAK.
Take the next step in higher education at Central Wyoming College. Offering 2- and 4-year degree programs in a variety of fields, Central Wyoming College is transforming lives and strengthening communities through learning, leadership, and connection.
Dos Solitos is proud to support Fremont County sports teams. Enjoy bold Mexican flavors that'll have your taste buds shouting, "Olé!" Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for updates on events and food truck locations.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube, oil, and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
Hi, my name is Deputy Chris.
You should bring it back. Welcome back. All right, the kickoff by Buffalo is going to go deep, and it'll be a touchback in the end zone. Camden Irvin was back deep. Also for Riverton, Aaron Hutchison. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the young Wolverines coming out of the timeout. Cameron Vincent going to come out as the backup quarterback. Camden Heil, who just ran 50 yards for a touchdown, is going to come out of the game. 2:07 to play. Click It or Ticket post-game show coming up next. Good win for the Riverton Wolverines on homecoming tonight. They will improve to 5-1 on the season and 2-0 in conference play. Vincent will drop under center. Crowd into this one. There's a nice run by Hutchison. He's going to break it over the 25 and get out near the 27-yard line. Never went down, just kept running with the ball. Nice gain by Aaron Hutchison. Of course, his older brother, now playing college baseball at Minot State, Nathan Hutchison. Another great Wolverine.
I'm sure Aaron appreciates you bringing up his brother.
I would wear that as a Medal of Honor if I was young Hutch. Vincent steps under center. 1:24 to play. He'll hand it off straight up the middle. And I believe that one's going to go to Camden Heil. He's going to get out over the 30-yard line. It's going to be a Riverton first down on that run.
That was a great run. Just kept moving his feet.
Riverton going to be able to go into the best play in sports on that Wind River Realty first down. I believe they'll take a knee. And it looks like it is victory formation for the Wolverines. 50 seconds to play. Nope, they'll pitch it left side. And it's going to be Camden Irvin getting that run. He's out over the 30. He'll be tackled at the 33. 2nd and 7 at the 34. And this will probably be the final play of this game. Irvin, one of the good young running backs for this Wolverine squad. Riverton broke the huddle, maybe prematurely, and they're not going to have to run another play. So with 18 seconds left, we can call this one final. The Riverton Wolverines are 5-1 on the year, 2-0 in conference play, and they'll take that sterling record on the road next week to play the Lander Tigers in the cross-county rivalry. Final score, Riverton 41, Buffalo 12. Quick Hitter Ticket postgame show coming up next after a break. This is Riverton Wolverine football on KTAK.
I wanted to remind everyone that no matter how big your kiddo might seem, they should probably still be sitting in a booster seat. My son, Sylvester Grove, 9 years old, still sits in a booster seat in my vehicle. I've responded to far too many crashes where there have been kids not buckled up and have seen the worst. Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
B&M Septic and Excavation offers prompt professional service. Call them today for a quote at 850-2200. They serve far and wide across Fremont County and deep. B&M Septic and Excavation is proud to support Fremont County sports.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
Clogged drains? Top Priority Drain Cleaning's got you. Fair prices, top service, and a lowest price guaranteed. Show any past price and they'll beat it by 5%. Call Top Priority now at 307-709-CLOG. They would like to wish all the Fremont County teams good luck this year.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
Your tax pros at 219 East Main Street in Riverton, Wyoming can handle all your tax needs. Whatever your situation, we know what to do. Call 307-856-2256 today to schedule an appointment. H&R Block is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Stay at the newly renovated Hampton Inn & Suites Riverton, proud sponsor of all sports teams, home and away. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience with Hampton's top-notch amenities, including a free hot breakfast, complimentary dinner and drinks Monday through Thursday evenings, a sweet shop for snacks and essentials, a pet-friendly environment and an indoor hot tub pool, and a fitness center to keep up with your workout routine. We've got everything you need for an exceptional stay. Reserve your stay now on our website, Hampton Inn & Suites Riverton, where comfort meets convenience.
Discover Thermopolis is proud to stand with our Bobcats. From local attractions to hometown pride, there's always something to cheer about here. Discover Thermopolis, celebrating our community and rooting for the Bobcats all season long.
For more than 40 years, Porter's Mountain View Supply has been serving central Wyoming with top brand name spas, stoves, fireplaces, and outdoor grills. With 2 locations in Riverton and Casper Plus financing available for your purchase, Porter's offers expert advice, quality products, and service along with maintenance. Porter's, your local spa, stove, and fireplace provider in Riverton at the corner of Sunset and North Federal.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Head to Nana's Bowling and Bakery in DuBois for family fun night. Now booking parties for all ages and occasions. To reserve your company, family, or birthday party, call 455-3660. Nana's Bowling and Bakery is proud to support Fremont County student athletes.
Welcome back. Final score in this game, Riverton 41, Buffalo 12. This is your Click It or Ticket post-game show here on KTAK. Riverton would get things started with 2:31 to play in the first quarter on a 6-yard pass from Blake Gantenbein to Dane Cox. Saltzgaver's kick made it 7-0 Riverton. Then Gantenbein would hook up to Saltzgaver on an 84-yard scoring pass. Saltzgaver's kick was good. It was 14-0 with 9:37 to play in the first half. Second quarter started, and it was Gantenbein again with a 26-yard scoring pass to Clay Sheets. Saltzgaver's kick, the first one he's missed all year, was no good. And with 8:06 to play in the second quarter, it was Riverton 20 and Buffalo 0. That one was set up on a turnover by the Buffalo Bison. Continuing on in the second quarter, a 22-yard touchdown run by Hunter Saltzgaver with 2:51 remaining in the quarter. Saltzgaver's kick made it 27-0 Riverton at the half. We opened the third quarter as the Riverton Wolverine defense had been on a 6-quarter scoreless stretch. It was Hayden Geist scoring on a 3-yard touchdown run with 6:17 to play in the third, and the extra point, 2-point attempt was no good. It was 27-6 Riverton. Then Gantenbein would score on a 1-yard touchdown run with no time left on the final play of the third quarter. The kick from Saltzgaver was good. It was 34-6 Riverton. Fourth quarter open, Riverton was trying to run clock, but Camden Heil says, I'm a pretty good running back in my own right. He's a sophomore for Riverton. He made a one-cut run and out-sprinted the Buffalo defense for a 50-yard touchdown run. Saltzgaver's kick made it 41-6. And then Innett would catch another end-around toss from his quarterback, Hayden Geist, late in the game and would score in a 1-yard run. He had to run about 30 yards to get the touchdown. The PAT pass was no good. Final score, Riverton 41 and Buffalo 12. We do have some scores in. Baylor, what do you have for us?
Star Valley defeats Powell tonight, 61-0. I guess this afternoon. They started, I think, at 4 p.m. Cody ended up outlasting Evanston that game 35-13. Let's see. Lander in the third quarter was beating Douglas 35-6. And the Green River Jackson game, Jackson was leading 36-32. That game actually was pretty close. Seemed to be pretty competitive. Had 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I did not get a score for Torrington because they don't do video. So there you go.
So we do have our at least scores figured out here. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll have final stats, and we'll have our post-game interview with Riverton coach Mark Lenhart. We'll have our Papa Murphy's player of the game and our Gatorade good sport of the game after a break. This is Wolverine football on KTAK.
Shoshone Rose Casino and Hotel is proud to support youth sports in Fremont County. Enjoy a meal at the Deca Gai He restaurant. Deca Gai He is Shoshone for the eating house. Open daily from 7:30 a.m. until 9 p.m. Try a weekend getaway with the family in one of their comfortable, pet-friendly guest rooms and enjoy the heated swimming pool. Book online at ShoshoneRose.com and remember to support Fremont County youth sports. Go team!
Golden Buffalo Jewelry in Riverton knows that sports bring our community together. From Friday night lights to weekend tournaments, they're proud to cheer on our local athletes and support the teams that give us so much to root for. At 407 East Main, you'll find something special for everyone. Timeless pieces, unique gifts, and a selection worth exploring. Stop in, discover the perfect treasure, and know you're supporting a business that supports local sports. Where community and sparkle shine side by side. Call 307-857-2789 today.
Hot Springs Pharmacy is proud to cheer on our hometown Bobcats. Whether it's game night or school night, we've got the prescriptions, health essentials, and friendly service you can count on. Hot Springs Pharmacy, your local team, your local pharmacy. Let's have a big cheer for our hometown team.
I'm Winslow Friday, Director of the Wind River Intertribal Council Department of Transportation. It makes me and my crew happy when you buckle up. It just might save your life.
I'm gonna get us home.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming!
Since 1964, Valley Lumber and Supply has been more than a hometown hardware store. They've been family. From weekend projects to big builds, they've got you covered with free delivery and a team that cares. They're proud supporters of our local sports teams. Visit valleylumbersupply.com, where hometown pride builds strong projects.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at final stats now. Here's Baylor Bears.
Yeah, starting for the Buffalo Bison, they had 254 total yards. Don't let that fool you. Another defensive showcase by the Riverton Wolverines. But they ended the night 132 yards through the air and 122 on the ground. Let's see, any individuals stand out. James Einot, the leading receiver in the state, he had 6 catches for 93 yards. He also had 6 carries for 2 yards and a touchdown. And then Hayden Geis, of course, the quarterback, very athletic. He had 13 carries for 72 yards and a touchdown of his own. Buffalo had 5 punts in this one, averaged 27.2 yards per punt. They only had 4 penalties, which is 35 yards of penalty yardage. They were 3 of 15 on third down and 3 of 3 on fourth down. For the Wolverines, 521 total yards tonight, 195 through the air and 326 on the ground. Just another great offensive night here for this team. Individually, Blake Gattenbein, 9 of 16 through the air, 195 yards. He had 3 touchdowns. He did throw those 2 interceptions tonight. Receiving-wise, Clay Sheets, 3 catches for 73 yards and a touchdown. Dane Cox, 1 catch of 4 yards and a touchdown. Peyton Larson, 3 catches for 32 yards. And then Hunter Saltzgaver, of course, that 1 catch for 84 yards and that long touchdown on a screen pass. Love to see it. Individually rushing, of course, the big one, Hunter Saltzgaver, 18 carries for 209 yards and 1 touchdown. He averaged 11.6 yards a carry. I mean, that's just unstoppable if you're a defense facing that. Blake Gattenbein had 6 carries for 21 yards and a touchdown. And then, of course, Camden Heil had that long 50-yard touchdown rush. He finishes 2 carries for 54 yards and a touchdown. As a team, Riverton averaged 9.3 yards a carry. And then, just a great showcase there. The one blemish on this game, 13 penalties for 140 penalty yards for the Wolverines. Almost gave Buffalo double the amount of total yardage and penalty yardage there. Riverton had 2 punts, averaging 35 yards per punt. And let's see, 3 of 9 on third down and 1 of 1 on fourth down for the Wolverines.
All right, so happy numbers tonight for the Riverton Wolverines. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with more. This is Riverton Wolverine football on the Click It or Ticket postgame show. Riverton wins it big tonight, 41-12 over the Buffalo Bison.
Living well isn't just about things. It's about the things that matter. Your family, your friends, and your health. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health and care of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, in advanced medical technologies, and in specialized facilities, so access to better care is close to you and the things that matter most. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
Arapahoe First is proud to support all Fremont County athletes. Just like the hard work you put into every game, we're here for tribal and non-tribal members alike. Wishing every athlete a season of strength and success. Call 307-463-4185 to discover what Arapahoe First can do for you.
Grand Altitude Federal Credit Union is more than a place to bank. It's a partner in every financial journey. From checking and savings to auto loans and mortgages, they give members the tools to move forward. Known for local service and decisions made right here in Wyoming, their team offers trusted guidance every step of the way. Proud supporters of all Wyoming sports teams, they're as committed to the community as they are to their members. Grand Altitude Federal Credit Union. Your money, your goals, your altitude.
Welcome back. Coach Mark Landhort joining us here on the Click It or Ticket postgame show. And, Coach, 500 and some yards of offense tonight. Another good outing. Hunter Saltz gave her over 200 yards rushing tonight. He's getting up close to 1,000 yards of rushing, and you played 6 games.
Yeah, no, Hunter's a special player, and he kind of bailed us out. We got behind the sticks with some penalties tonight and did some great things. You know, we caught the long screen pass, took it a long way. He's a great back. You know, I think that there was some good individual efforts outside of him. I thought Clay Sheets, for the most part, had a pretty good game. But, you know, there were way too many mistakes tonight, Cody. And, you know, like I just told the other broadcasts, people are going to look at it 41-12. And, you know, I'm more disappointed about, you know, the penalties and the undisciplined play. You know, some of the issues that we had, you know, guys getting coached and dropping their head. I mean, we got to be better and tougher when we have some adversity. And this was good for us, you know, and I think we're going to obviously need it going into play Lander next week, as I see they're up big on Douglas. So hopefully we can find a way to be a little bit better and be more disciplined. And if we got to cut more back to where we are, then we'll do that. But, you know, just too many mistakes, sloppy play. I'm glad that we were able to do enough. I thought our special teams tonight was the difference. I thought, you know, the fact that we basically block a punt and then there was another punt for about 4 yards that set us up in some good field position to get ourselves going. And, you know, everybody did some good stuff tonight, but I can honestly, truly say everybody didn't do some good stuff tonight. So we're going to have to clean some of that up.
You know, one of the quietest guys on the field. He's always doing his job. You rarely see him involved in an offensive play because he's already running over to get the next play from you is quarterback Blake Gantenbein. He's just such an unassuming guy, but he does his job.
Yeah, no, he does. And Blake did a good job tonight. You know, we had just a couple, you know, the last pick wasn't really his fault. Well, it was in the fact that we didn't get the motion to come across and put a guy to the flat. You know, so I guess that was on him a little bit. But we just, you know, when we get in situations where we're at the end of the game, we just are down on the goal line, 1st and goal from the 4. We call a pass. Like, we got to be smart with the football there, and Blake knows that. And it's nice to learn those lessons when we're in a 41-12 game. So hopefully we continue to improve and get better. But, yeah, that you win games, but I'm trying to get the community and I'm trying to get everybody to buy into, if we want to be a championship-level program, you're going to have some games where you don't play as well, but the standard is to do things the right way and to play a certain way. And there were just too many mental errors that the public wouldn't even know about tonight unless you're on our sideline. And, you know, just they drop passes. I mean, we're going to have to play a lot better next week. It's just simple facts.
You attribute it to homecoming or anything like that?
You know, Cody, that'll be what people say, but we had a good week of practice. To me, those are just excuses.
Okay.
Like we got a way. Sometimes you can't explain it other than they're just kids. It was a very choppy game. Lots of flags on both sides of the ball. And
there was no rhythm to the game.
Yeah, just, you know, and that makes it tough sometimes too. But even that, you got to be able to overcome it. And we did overcome it in some ways, but I have very high expectations, very high hopes. And maybe I'm not pleasable all the time, but I think that, you know, the great programs don't always worry about what the scoreboard says. They focus more on how they're playing. And tonight, I don't think we played. I don't think we got better. I think we wasted an opportunity. So, doesn't mean that there wasn't good individual effort. Doesn't mean that there wasn't some good plays and guys did some good stuff. But I think as a collective whole, I think if you asked our players, that they probably would even say that we could play a lot better.
Well, you go back on the road next Friday, 20-mile road trip. But this one, it means a lot in the lore of Fremont County football, of course. And, of course, this year, when you guys are both at the top of the East.
Yeah. No, I see. I didn't realize the Roberts kid didn't play tonight for Douglas at quarterback. So, you know, obviously Lander took advantage of that, and, you know, they ran the ball, obviously, on him pretty well. So we're going to have our hands full, man. Lander's got a good group, and they're playing with a lot of confidence right now. This is going to be the toughest game of the season for sure.
What do you put into preparation when it's a rival? You really don't have to get your kids mentally into it, but
man, if they're not mentally ready to play on Friday night, I don't know what it will take. So I think it's going to be a little bit more focus on our communication and just being locked in. But I saw the way that we played against Douglas where we were locked in, and I think we can do similar things. We have to find a way to go out and do it.
All right, Coach, congratulations. Another good win. I mean, things to clean up, but
Yeah.
hey,
Winning's
it's a win,
winning, right?
It's a win.
And sometimes they got to keep that in perspective. But when you have high expectations and you want things done a certain way, yeah. Not always happy in wins, and sometimes you're not always angry in defeat. If you play hard. So,
Coach, thanks. Have a great weekend. Don't stay up, study football too much.
I will. I will this weekend. I can promise you that. Thanks, guys.
All right, Coach Mark Linhart joining us here on the post-game show. We're going to go right into our Papa Murphy's player of the game, and we're going to go with the senior wide receiver, defensive back for Riverton. He drew the hard one tonight, the top receiver in Class 3A, James Innett. Here's Baylor.
Yeah, he finishes offensively, 3 catches for 73 yards. He did have a touchdown. He had 5 targets, and the both incompletions, I mean, a little bit closer pass, probably were touchdowns in their own right or close to it. But, yeah, defensively, not only did he cover James Innett, who came into the game averaging, I believe, almost 150 yards per game receiving, held him to 93 yards, but also he got a interception there on the defensive side of the ball. So Clay Sheets, the player of the game in this one.
All right, Gatorade, good sport of the game. We haven't even discussed this, but I'm going to go with a guy that came in and spelled the starters at defensive end tonight. He was doing a nice job rushing the quarterback tonight. Just a freshman, our Gatorade good sport of the game, Manuel Manny Ramos. Congratulations, our Gatorade good sport of the game. Just came in and played like his hair was on fire, and, you know, that's what Coach expects out of his guys. He wants them to be ready to come in and play, and Ramos did that off the bench tonight, so congratulations to him, our Gatorade good sport of the game. Hey, we're going to get out of here. A lot of people to thank, but we're going to leave that for another night. Riverton Wolverines improved to 5-1 on the season, 2-0 in conference play, and big one coming up next week, Baylor. Any thoughts about that rivalry game? You played in it 3 times, and I believe the Wolverines came out on top all 3 times, but what do you think about when you're playing the cross-county rival?
2 of 3 times they came out on top. One of them was a loss for us. But
oh, okay. I'm sorry.
You know, if you didn't know, we have a radio show every Friday morning. My dad and I and Kevin Shields discuss sports around Fremont County, but we kind of covered the Lander game then. You know, it's a rivalry game, so it just means so much more. We were talking about how those are the games that you remember. You know, the Wind River Shoshone game last night, that's the game they'll remember. You know, beating Shoshone Shoshone beating Wind River 28-22. And I know from my time playing Lander, the 2 wins that we had, they're definitely the games that I remember the most, aside from the semifinal loss maybe my junior year. But, you know, playing a cross-town rival or cross-county rival, it's special because you know those people. You play them in other sports. Obviously, you know, spend time at fair with them. Now the baseball teams are kind of integrated with each other. So Lander's really good running back. Braden Baker obviously played for the Riverton Raiders this last summer. And, you know, there's just a lot of intermingling parts. And so when you get a chance to go out and play them in something that matters so much to both these towns, you know, it was the highlight of the year, in my opinion, when I played. So it's going to be a big game, and like Coach said, if Riverton doesn't show up ready to play, I mean, Lander certainly will show up ready to play, especially in recent history. You know, Riverton kind of toppling Lander more times than not. So it's going to be a good game, and it's going to be the place to be Friday night.
Well, you know, it goes back to something that I said when I was attempting at one point in my career to be the editor of the Lander and Riverton newspapers at the same time. Lander and Riverton people are friendly during the week. They work together. A lot of people in Lander come to Riverton. A lot of people in Riverton go to Lander. But then comes weekend in high school sports, and that's when, frankly, they hate each other on the weekends. So it'll be fun. We'll be there representing KTAK, and it'll be the Lander Tigers and the Riverton Wolverines next Friday night. We'll be talking about it all week, and you know, the Lander Tigers with a big win tonight. They're still unbeaten at 5-0. Riverton 5-1. Riverton's lone loss came in a non-conference battle against the number 2 Cody Bronx, who won easily tonight over Evanston. So that's going to do it for us. We'll see you next Friday night from Lander. It'll be the rivalry matchup that we've all wanted to see for many, many years. I'm Cody Beers. He's Baylor Beers. Have a wonderful Wyoming weekend, and remember, the Cowboys are playing UNLV tomorrow. Go Pokes.
Warm Valley Health in Fort Washakie is a full-service medical provider. With integrated care teams, you're always able to reach someone in your medical team. Warm Valley Health provides primary care, nephrology, podiatry, optometry, pharmaceutical, along with other services. New to Warm Valley is pediatrics and OB care. Walk-ins are welcome. That's Warm Valley Health, located at 29 Black Coal Drive in Fort Washakie. Call today, 307-332-7300.
Down! Set! Midway! 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 Come to Midway Auto and RV and score big when buying a car, truck, or SUV. Every vehicle goes through a 100-point inspection, and every vehicle comes with a warranty. Our Super Bowl is giving our customers the friendliest service, the easiest buying process, and the best deal possible. Treat Midway like the home team. We always make the best play for our customers. Come experience the Midway difference. When you're not just a customer, you're